Mic check 1, 2. Gotta make sure that people can hear me properly this round because the last time it was messed up. Big up everyone. Welcome to Bajanredstv. The boys are back. Been a bit of a little bit of a hiatus, but we are here back again. Calling sure we can just do it big this time. Full disclosure, disclaimer. The calling show don't have to be about football. We could talk about any and everything. So no holds barred. Let me have some fun tonight. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to my two brothers, Pops, Angel, my boys. How you guys doing, man?
Good.
All good, all good. Big up, man.
Angel, the sandwich. What's that you eating? Peanut butter and jelly or what?
No.
What wrong with PB and J though, Angel? Will you just do it so?
No, there's nothing wrong with
Pastrami,
PB&J.
all right. That's a new man. Come on.
I've gotten into hot sandwiches, or like roast beef, pastrami, like stuff like that. I've gotten into it more over the years and stuff. So,
Yeah.
or like a Philly cheesesteak and stuff.
If you want a really, really good pastrami sandwich, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the best I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone's ever been to Montreal in Canada, go to Swartz. Phenomenal pastrami. I mean, this place has been around for decades. Phenomenal pastrami sandwiches. Big up to everyone. Let me see who in the go. Ensman, big up to you, bro. Jared, big up.
Big up,
Big up to Liam. Big up to Revenite.
Big up, Liam.
Revenite said, I'm not missing this call in. So Angel can't call me out. Aye. Aye. Big up to Redbird. Big up to D. Big up Redbird in Dakota. And as soon as they come for stream, somebody can decide to call. Mute that call. Sorry, peoples. How was the week, Angel?
Good, relaxing. Just enjoying, just relaxing. Not too crazy and stuff.
You got receipts on Revenite?
I'm trying to remember what players he wanted to sell in the summer and stuff. I have to think.
Okay. All right. Angel can cook some people, so be ready, people. Got your backup ready. Put your bulletproof vests on, because Angel gonna roast some people. Hi, see Darth Vader, boy. Hi, Angel coming. Mighty Mad Sluts. Big up,
Maddie's
Maddie.
in the house. Big up, Maddie.
Angel about to cook me.
I see a certain Gunali peeping.
Is he? Where is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
they're peeping.
Looky here, look. Guna.
You didn't see me just now.
Look at you. Look at you. My man refusing to message me back on Insta. I've messaged him and I wish him Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Nothing. Crickets. It's all love, Guna. I know you in a bad way right now. It's okay, bro. It's okay. It's all right. No, me not offended. Don't worry. Big up, Jay Kismet. Revenant says she would get probably. Lee, oh man. Big up to Mari. Oh man. All right, here we go.
Bless up,
Jared asked me, how was that meal burnt and flavor off? Absolutely not, Jared. The curry chicken, the veggies, the rice, everything was spot on. That come because 12th man asked me to come on the show and I said couldn't because I was in the middle of cooking dinner. And then I was in the chat, keeping the chat spicy, and Jared said, watch I don't burn the food. Jared, nah, man, he's a pro. You don't gotta worry with me. Pops could tell you big time. Pops could tell you.
Yeah. We know how to handle the spoon. Don't worry.
Lee just trolling, Murray. Lee just trolling. Oh man. Fellas, you been watching any of the Asian Cup? I watched the Japan game yesterday. That was some serious back and forth.
Well, Japan versus Vietnam.
Yeah, bro. The
No,
first half was spicy.
No, that was too early for me.
I watched it last night.
Oh, what time?
It was like 8 o'clock last night. They're on YouTube.
Really?
Showing all the games for the Asian Cup on YouTube.
Yes. Tarmizi, I told us stuff is true.
Yeah. Big up to Tarmizi.
Yesterday, he told me that it was like at 3:30 in the morning, apparently. Or what's it for him at 3:30 in the morning? I'm not sure.
Probably 3:30 in the morning for him.
Oh, okay.
Possibility. Because I was watching it at like 8 something last night. Unless that was a replay, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that was a replay, but I could be wrong. But yeah, the game, the first half was spicy, bro. Back and forth, back and forth. I wasn't expecting Vietnam to give them some trouble, but
no, but Japan has a. I think they probably have the best bench in Asia right now, so they can just subs and then
facts. Revenite. Facts.
Taki.
Big up Red for life. I had it on like 6 a.m. Yeah, 6 bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching that. See? Go to tell you, never ruin a meal. Not me. Nah, boy. I would get too vexed if I did. That's the truth. We eat good food.
That exactly.
Yeah,
I'd be so vexed if I ruined a meal.
Definitely not an option.
Yeah, that game was pretty. That was the only one I catch yesterday. Today I watched a bit of who it was. Ghana. Watched a little piece of that one. I was watching the Prem games mostly today. Spurs doing Spursy things. Should have beat off United. Didn't take the chances properly. But then I had to question some of the subs from Ange, bringing on the new boy as a defender. In second half, when you're trying to win a game, you bring on a defender. That was a little bit shocking. You guys catch any of the games?
He had much on the bench. He had anything on the bench, to be honest.
It is true. The bench was very lean too.
When you start with Skip and Højbjerg, you know you're struggling already.
Bentancur came back and scored a beauty though. What a beauty from Bentancur.
Yeah, that was a good goal.
He's a good
player. Yeah, he is a good player. Well. Rasmus Højlund got another goal.
He took his goal well too. Yeah, he took his goal well, to be honest.
He did. And then Rashford got one too. That was poor defending for the Rashford goal, in my opinion, though. He's poor defending on his Spurs part. Very poor.
Well, also says Rashford picked his spot because he went through the wickets. Bottom corner, keeper can see.
Yeah, on the and then he went side.
Yeah,
the right side of the left side of the keeper. So
he just placed it. Yeah, he just placed it. Yeah.
No power. He just placed it, and it got his goal. But good for them. Draw. And look who in the crab in the chat peeping too. Oi. Big up Quasi.
Crabandinho.
Yeah, I can give you that. He can't name the footballers again at all. Big up United fans still bigging up their team. United fans in the mud, bro.
Oh, Quasi's in the chat. Cool.
Yeah. Big up Mr. Conway.
Big up John Conway, man. Everything.
I can do it now, man. Big up to I Love Liverpool.
Big up.
Yeah, I love Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
I just put the stream into the chat, peoples.
But I have a bone to pick with you, Pops. I have a bone to pick with you. My memory kind of kicked in now.
For me?
Yeah, for you and stuff. My brain went on overdrive and stuff. I drank my water, ate my sandwich.
Oh so boy!
You still selling Gomez, Simicast, and Diaz?
You mean on our stream?
Yeah.
Actually, let me think about it. If I sell Gomez, Simicast, and Diaz, I probably could buy Mbappe then.
No hypotheticals, man. No hypotheticals. Based on the season based on the season so far, like, do you take back like, would you switch
When
a
we
player
did that,
out? It was like the beginning
what
of
was
the
the
season.
context of it? Because we limited to who you could sell.
Yes.
We had a limitation to who you could sell or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm. But based on,
because we couldn't sell Adrian and all that.
Yeah, because I think
what
we did was based on the players' form at that point, and then Revan, I got a question for you too, man. Don't go hiding now.
We got genre.
I'm already trying to deduce who I said now, but it's
big up Quasi.
Oh, Quasi, what's up, Quasi?
Big up, man.
Yeah, I noticed you got a bunch of subscribers now. Are you able to feed the family now?
Yeah, I mean the kids are doing well right now. The
kids are doing well.
It's getting real cold in California, so I need some more to keep my heat on.
Pause.
We're in
cold and where?
Wait.
Man, don't talk to me about cold. It's minus.
It's California.
It's minus 8 right now, Quasi, with a wind chill of minus 15 right now in Toronto, bro. Don't tell me about cold.
You see,
California, when the temperature dropped below 65, we are freezing. So
no, Californians don't know how to act. Once the temperature drops, they don't know how to act over there.
No, we can't. We don't even have the right clothing, except you are all the way up in the Tahoe Mountains. Then
look, Dakota, correct me. It's minus 18 right now.
Yeah, I'm never. I'll come in the summer.
You're accustomed to the cold.
Nah, B, I hate the cold. You crazy? I'm from the Caribbean.
Right now in Texas,
it's bad.
They're at 14 with a wind chill of 8.
There's something out there because Texas is not built for the cold. They're not built for the cold. They're not built for the cold out there. Like their pipes, their central air conditioning. They're not built for.
See, we are 53 right now. Tonight it's gonna be 42. That's real cold.
All right, so let me ask a question.
I live by the ocean, so I'm good.
How is the heating in California? You guys running through a duct system? How does it work? Or you got fireplace? How does it work?
Fireplace. So that's actually a very good question. We have the old school fireplace, duct system, and the furnace thing going on. Yeah. But now moving forward, you know what California is. We are the super green state, so all that stuff is about to be wiped out. New modern housing, no more gas. It's going to be powered by electricity. So that means you have to, I think in a couple of years, solar will be forced. You know?
I have solar in my house right now.
Yeah, it's getting to that point. Moving forward, no more gas.
Yeah, they're doing that in Cambridge.
So you telling me that there gonna be tons of blackouts and gonna be a lot of people that ain't gonna got no power?
Well, that's why they're jumping into the solar and generator. And then the Tesla batteries, those things.
So lithium.
Yeah, lithium.
Yes.
Highly flammable.
Yeah.
Blow up. A drop of water could blow up lithium batteries.
You said it right here, right, Barnes? Like lithium, right? Blows up. And in California, when it gets hot. Forest fire is a thing. Exactly. So
it's all about climate change, right?
That's what they said.
Yeah, make it make sense. The math in me. I'm sorry.
Never.
Trump says there's no such thing as climate change, okay?
Listen.
Clean up the leaves in the forest and there won't be any forest fires.
He did say that. He did say that.
He's a genius, man. He's a genius.
I'm going to drop a bombshell on Bajanredstv right now. You want to fix climate change? You propose climate change. And people, if you don't know, the Earth's temperature has not even dropped 2% in difference for the last 300 years. Let me just put that out there, okay? You want to fix the environment, you want to fix the emissions and the gases, you got one thing to do. Stop overfishing. Because if anyone didn't know, the ocean
Mhm.
Go watch the documentary Blackwater. The ocean takes up 75% of all carbon emissions out in the atmosphere. Is sucked up by the ocean, and the fish and the animals in the ocean redistributes that and pushes it back up into the atmosphere as oxygen. If you keep overfishing, they can't do their job. Therefore, the ocean is going to retain that carbon, which is eventually going to kill the ocean. And the reality is, you kill the oceans, you kill mankind. Simple.
And
Also-
let me even do better.
also
Let's
they're
do better.
cutting down all the
Take
trees.
take profit out of all these things, because you tell us this is bad and then you go the other way around. Where are we going to start the leaking?
We getting political now because we can get political.
Yeah. Let's go back to football. Let's go back.
I told you it's no whole bar today, bro. It always gonna be football, you know.
No, but I live by Quasi Poly knows. I live in Coronado, California, so I live closer by the beach, the ocean.
Mhm.
So like when it gets hot, I feel the breeze and stuff from the ocean. So
Yeah.
oh man.
We got Uncle Rod. 12 man is in the building.
Listen, when a man turn politics in the morning.
Pick up.
This can get spicy.
Listen.
By the way, Bajan, I'm up in Northern Cal.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the Bay Area. Well, an hour and a half away.
Columbia,
from the
Bay
Bay
Area?
Area.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we almost killed Keith Lee, man.
No, you got the Columbia.
Shellfish, right?
Yeah, they almost poisoned him, man. Oh, I can't believe this.
Who's this? Keith Lee?
Yeah. You heard of it? You heard of him before?
The wrestler?
No.
He's like a big TikTok food critic. Now
Okay.
he's made a name for himself. So he goes to every state and he kind of judges their food. And I kind of go back because he went to New York and that's where I'm from. And like destroyed New York and stuff because we're ratchet out there and stuff. But anyway.
Atlanta. He went to Atlanta. They almost murdered him.
Yeah.
So he had to leave.
So he went to Northern California and he's he's allergic to shellfish, and he asked the restaurant people, "Oh, make sure you clean your cooking instruments and stuff."
Your grill. The man is like, yeah, I did.
He ate the shellfish and went to the hospital.
Woo!
Yeah.
12th man, you say he'll making you feel bad for eating salmon, bro?
Yeah.
I gotta ask you a question. That salmon from the ocean or it farm raised?
That's a good question.
Because
I didn't fish. I didn't
90% of the salmon that you find in supermarkets are farm raised.
It's all
which is not good for you. Absolutely not good for you. Bad.
I don't think this was that. But I mean, I live in Arizona, so that's a different story.
Chances are farm raised.
Yeah.
So. If you like shrimp, if you like mollusk, all of that type of stuff, they're all growing in pens and stuff. Not good for you. Not good. Not good. But yeah.
Careful bonds up in here.
Listen, I just try to educate the people and help them out. Ain't always gonna be about football, you know what I mean? Ain't always gonna be about football. But yeah, big up to everybody in here. I like in this group. I love in the group. Big up to my boy Rods.
We same family. You good?
I'm good, bro. I good. I'm more than good.
Yeah, we got the Colombian president in the house, you know.
Yeah, he getting ready to cook John right now, so I waiting for it. John, you on the hot seat, bro.
John, let me remember what John said. Now, John,
Angel, before you start, I can just do something. People ain't taking y'all out the chat, right? I just doing this here.
Oh God!
Here we go.
So let me see, John. You said you were gonna sell. Let me see. Simicast, Jones, and Elliott. You good with that still? Or you'll switch it around?
No. So okay, so two of those I still keep. But
I'm assuming you're keeping Jones and Simicast now, right? Or Jones and Elliott.
Now that you mention it, I think the Simicast and Elliott ones are kind of close, but I'd probably lean Elliott if I had to because I feel
time out. Look at 12th man over there hiding and stuff. He never gave me 3 names and stuff. I haven't forgotten.
He did it in stream. I remember that. Yeah.
Actually, I did give you 3 names. I gave you 3 names. The 3 names I gave you are the ones that are
three ones that
are going out.
Answers.
I think they're the ones that they're getting kicked out.
No, yeah, but I was going to give up the name Jones anyway because I think that was one that I definitely got wrong, and I admitted that many times because that Jones shout I had from way back when I feel like it was a turning point in his local career was when he was getting injuries, and then it was just before that season. Was it last season where he did his big run? Before that season, I said I would have sold him at that point. So I kind of just stuck with that decision. But obviously I was wrong because he's done really well since then. So, opinions change.
No, that's not wrong with that.
People are wrong,
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
12th man, you always trying to take the easy way out.
Get him.
The pressure on. You have to give your 3 names. You have to.
I gave my 3 names.
No. It can't be people that like out of contract. Don't go that. No. You gotta get your cooking too.
12th man acts like a romantic, but he has a dark side to him.
I know.
He does.
They want to push me. They want to push me in there. Don't push me in that corner.
Yeah,
don't put baby in the corner. All right. Give me 2 minutes. Let me think about it.
You got it last time.
There's someone, I guess, on this team there's someone on this current team, right?
Yeah. All right, we can come back to you. I'm going to Maddie on this one. Give me 3 names that you would sell off of this Liverpool team right now, and Klopp is not included.
All right, well, we can't sell Matip because he out of contract. To sell. What's the starting left back name again?
Robertson.
There you go. I would sell him.
Okay.
Yes.
I would sell him.
I warning you though, Crab will come for you here, Maddie. If you
listen, Crab will come for me, and I'll be having lobster at the end of the day. I am vicious. Robertson, he gonna be going because, and I'm gonna give you a reason why I'm gonna sell Robertson. According to the Klutz, right? When he takes Arnold and he puts him into the midfield from off of the right back, you're going to need somebody to play on the left. So that makes it easy for me to be looking at a left-footed cornerback. That eliminates that. And then you have Tsimikas when you go back to the traditional 4-3-3 or whatever traditional where you need a designated left back. So Robertson would be gone. In the midfield, I can never remember the youth's name. The one who he's not even in the club's basement. He's somewhere out free ranging like a chicken or something. Young midfielder, very talented, but I guess no.
Carvalho? Fabio? Carvalho? Carvalho, Fabio.
No. It has a next one. He's I could never remember, but he's a really talented youth midfielder. He just doesn't get no play time at all.
Pelle Morton?
No, not Morton. If you was to go through the full LFC squad, you will see his name. But he's a very talented because
he's still with the squad.
Yeah, a German club approached to try to even take him on loan and stuff, and the Klutz refused.
Musiałowski. You mean Musiałowski?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Polish spreader.
Yeah.
The kid. Yeah.
I would sell him because right now the Klutz derailing that career, and his progression. And the other person I would sell is Carvalho.
But he ain't first team though. He ain't first team, Maddie. So he don't come. He ain't first team.
Well, no, you're right. But I would still sell them because I wouldn't sell Morton and them just yet because they're still showing flashes of potential. So how I'm looking at it is I'm just getting rid of the people who is just like you're not putting them to their use. Because, and the reason why I'm saying sell Carvalho is he was a first team player before he came to LFC, right? Yes, he may play in a different role and stuff, but everybody is coming down on the youth with, oh, he got an attitude problem, he don't want to fight and stuff. Guess what? I wouldn't fight for shit either, because if you bought me, right, into the club, you missed out on me at the winter deadline or whatever, and he still come back for me at summer, right? And because of my position that you don't really use my type of a player, and you decide to like fling me away to some club and stuff, you should have just sent me back to Fulham and let me play the rest of the season there. Give me a chance to develop my game. So Carvalho, Malaski, whatever his name, and Robertson, yeah, them three would be gone. You know, the others in them, they have a bit of potential. So none of these starters per se I can sell, because Jones is starting to come into his own finally. And not meaning that in a bad way, but meaning that he's actually now being given a chance to show what he can contribute to the club. Because all this time, barring injuries, when you did look at the youth, when he was playing with the youth squad, with the England internationals and stuff, he was lighting up the place. So
yeah, Martin, this is mean. Bring Hendo back and then sell him. Oh hey, my god,
we don't do drugs on here, man.
Jeez, you. If I had a street fighter mean, I'd put this up right now. Mind Ogie Mana Ryu uppercut. Jeez, you. Wow. All right, Quasi, we coming to you. 3 current players on this team right now, starting players that you would sell.
We selling them when? This January or summer?
Summer. You do it in January, but summer. Angel, be careful, Quasi. I'm warning you. Disclaimer. Angel, writing down. Don't look like he writing anything down right now.
Of course, we Carvalho. Who's that kid?
They gotta be a starter, I thought.
Yeah, with support that. That's true. It's supposed to be a starter.
Wait, the rules, the line to keep moving.
No, it was a starter.
Okay, yeah, but before you go on, Bajan, you see that's the thing. It kind of becomes flexible because Carvalho, if he goes to any other team, he's a starter.
Facts. He's starting a whole.
Just saying. Not because the clutch.
When we did it initially, none of the players on loan were included.
Not because the clutch doesn't do it doesn't mean that he isn't a starter. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so Carvalho, Tyler Morton, and
we can't do that. That's easy.
You told me who I want to sell. I mean,
Jesus.
Don't worry, Angel. I'll give you some notes. Don't worry.
Let me think. Give me 1 minute. So Carvalho, Tyler Morton.
Not easy. Rods, they coming to you next.
Oh no, that's I got it. Owen Beck.
Okay. Pop's writing down too. All right.
Yeah, no. Pops was expecting me to say Salah. He probably wrote Salah for me already.
No, it wasn't.
Rods?
If I said Salah, I would have ended the stream.
That's a thing that Crab would do. Sell Salah. The Crab wants sell Costas right now too. Rods, you up?
Not many players that I would sell still, but
you got to pick 3 though.
I know. If you push me, why?
Uncle, you looking kind of bougie with that leather hat on and stuff.
That's good. Yeah, Uncle Rod's got the style.
He got style. Look at that. Oh man.
He like Ric Flair, woo, styling a profile.
People, you're too wicked, you lot. Too wicked. Vasetic. Here we go.
Okay.
I just think it's a mark. I'm concerned about how much injuries he's picking up at an early age. You know what I mean? I'm concerned about that. Gosh. Thiago. Here you go. Injury prone. Not, some of these players, they have to be contributing to the team. You know what I mean? And they not really contributing to the team a lot for me. You know what I mean? Especially in the season that we are in now, we got the possibility. There's a possibility. I'm not saying we're gonna, but it's a possibility in there that we could probably win the league. You know what I mean? So we need as much players at the day firing and available. You know what I mean? So them two will go. Who else was there?
Captain South Vicious. Whoa.
Oh gosh, who else would go? I can't think of it. I can think of 2, but everybody else that we probably need. Who else would go? Probably Cavalier.
Cavalier?
Yeah, Cavalier. Yeah. So that's Vasetic, Thiago, and Cavalier.
Okay. Now, Rods, the injuries to Bisetic, all of it has to do with growing pains, right? That's his issues right now. The same thing that Stevie went through in the beginning of his career.
Isn't it?
A lot of it is the growing pains issue.
Is that the same thing with that you there?
With your right back kid.
Yeah, Calvin Ramsey.
Ramsey, yeah.
Both of them going through the same issue.
I don't know.
Serious. I mean, we ran him into the ground last season for such a young player, and it didn't help.
But, no, I mean, it didn't help. But I think what it was last season, we needed that because at the end of the day, sort of like our midfield was aging. You could say at the end of the day it was neglected by Klopp and the sort of like and the board.
Yeah,
you could say that, but it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It was aging, and then we had to put him in. Do you know what I mean? But I just think at the end of the day, sort of like I'm slightly worried at the end of the day of like the injuries that he's getting at this early stage of his career. Because what is he 18 now? You know what I mean? And he's sorry.
No. I was just saying, comes down again to the medical staff.
Well, be that as may, but all I know in the day is it's like we've got players at the day that we need to be like playing. You know what I mean? They need to be playing. They need to be available, and if it's not going to be available for large portions of the league at the end of the day when we're fighting on all fronts at the end of the day, I just don't really see a point in keeping them. Just ship them off and get people more reliable. Because if you look at Thiago now and then what can we say with Thiago? It's not growing pains with Thiago, is it? Do you know what I mean? He's just injured a lot of the times at the day. And whenever we say it in the day, sort of like, whenever we say like, oh, you know what, he's coming back, he's not coming back, and he's no close to getting back. You know what I mean? We don't know if he can be even here this season.
Is he not extended now till February? Is when his estimated return date is, Thiago?
It probably is Beijing, but
it was supposed to be January, and that's my point.
Yeah. And it was supposed to be, and before that, February. Yeah. And it's always like, and they sort of like, it's supposed to be on this date. Then they said like, oh, well, no, it's going to be this date and it's this date. By this rate and everything, we're probably seeing for one game in May, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When when either the title's decided whether we win it or not. Do you know what I mean? It's decided. Do you know what I mean? So I just think at the end of the day, so like where as before in the day we've been sort of like known for keeping sort of like injury prone players. Even like if you go so far as back as Harry Kewell, we kept him longer than what we should have kept him. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
So I was thinking that we need sometimes that we just need to get rid sometimes and I think that and get more reliable players in the door. Really.
Crab is called Thiago his Bentley. He's the Bentley, but that Bentley got Kia parts in it. That's where it broke down again.
Quick thing with I interject with what Uncle Ross is saying. With the kids, you know Haaland also went through the same thing, right?
Yeah, he did.
Every kid that grows up different. Some of them muscularly, it's fine as they grow.
Yeah,
some of them, it's how it is.
Is he going to be an Haaland? Are you going to take the chance?
But you can't assume that because that's
I'm asking you, is he going to be a Haaland? I'm not assuming.
But he hasn't played yet. The way he played, Spain wanted him in their national team. 3-4 months of season that he played. The thing is, if we want an academy, we should expect in this because these kids are growing. They don't, as a boy, your muscle growth is not done until you're 25. That's why Sturridge was getting injured. Even if he goes on loan, he's gonna get injured. But look at Sturridge. Sturridge was not properly. They didn't properly take care of him while he was growing. That's why he never got. Kept getting injured. Same thing with.
Come here.
But Uncle Rod, if we're gonna have an academy, we have to expect these. We can't just go buy players made ready because one person is injured. It's PTSD. I understand where you're going with. It's PTSD. They are taking their time. Those kids, they are ready. Thiago's ready. Basacek, I believe, is ready. But they're not going to force him. We're not going to force him. Why should we force him to come right now?
Thiago's not ready because the date and the day for Thiago.
No, they're not. I promise you.
Hold on, Kwasi. The date for Thiago and the day is always going to be pushed along. So it's like January, February, March, April, May.
But why should we force him down though? Why should he come right now?
What I'm trying to say is going to push along, but he hasn't played for us this season.
That's fine. But the thing is, why should we bring him? You know, Klopp made the same mistake with Jota, right? He said he was told not to play Jota against Burnley, and he did anyway. He could have gotten injured again.
He played. You
see what I mean?
He played Atlanta, but what I'm trying to say,
he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Klopp played him anyway.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say to you today, right? He hasn't made an appearance for us this season.
So do you want him to come now and then get injured off one game?
No, I want a more reliable player. That's what I want.
No, we are not going to purchase anybody right now.
If we can't get a more reliable player, then because the thing is that you check it now, and Bajanredstv is come in and then right when he was supposed to be ready and right, he had one game and he's out again. Yeah, Thiago's similarly the same.
Wait, when did Bajanredstv get ready and done one game?
He came against the Europa Cup game. He's in the Europa Cup game.
That's when the injury. That was part of the process. He was not ready yet.
Thiago in the days come in and Thiago come in and played one game and he's injured and we ain't seen him again yet. What's the point of having a?
I'm sorry.
Hold on. What's the point? Hold on.
Thiago hasn't played. Thiago hasn't played all season.
Yeah, what's the point? And whenever he played and he's been injured ever since. Yeah. What is the point of having a big player like that, a big man player like that? And he hardly plays for your club. What is the point? What are we asking?
Why didn't Klopp sell him?
Thomas Rosicky.
The question is, why didn't Klopp sell him?
2 years.
Then why didn't Klopp sell him? That's the thing. As a fans, we cannot act like we are the manager, we are the fans, and we are the medical department. They see what's going on. We have to wait. He is ready. He's ready, but his club is not going to force him.
Hold on. Bajan Barnes at the day, asked for 3 players at the day that we will sell. Yeah, he's gone round the. I'm
not talking about you selling them, but I just want us to understand.
I've named, but hold on, I've named.
No, but I'm more concerned about the Bajanredstv side. Fans cannot put Bajanredstv in the same box as Thiago.
Yeah, but whether
Bachatek is not even grown yet.
Hold on.
He's still a young boy. He's a boy. That's what I'm saying. We can't put Bachatek with Thiago.
Whether you agree with it or not, that's my opinion.
No. I'm not disagreeing with the three players that you are picking. That's fine.
I don't see the point of having these players around them.
Uncle Rods, you can sell whoever you want. I'm saying as a fan base, and I'm talking through because I'm a fitness trainer, so I know these things.
Yeah, but
we cannot put Thiago in the same box as Bachatek, or Bachatek in the same box as Thiago. Bachatek is still a young boy. He's an 18-year-old boy who is still growing. His muscle is not fully developed yet. You don't know what is going to be in next month. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I hope you still got that same energy in 2 years' time and for that, right? When he's hardly
honestly, you can't think of that with Basacic. I can tell. Do you know that Basacic right now is 6'3" and still growing? The kid's a unit.
I want to play.
He came in as what, 5'10"? A couple months.
Even at 5'10".
He came at 5'10".
It doesn't look like he's going to play this season. Trust me.
I'm going to play devil advocate for Rods because I think a lot of people are going against Rods, but I can kind of see where he's coming from, where, you can have an academy, you can foresee these type of things. If you see the problem, you could have him in the background and get someone in that's ready and have him there in the background, not having to rely on him and not having to have him there. We were forced to use him last year.
Yes.
It wasn't needed to be used if he was brought in slower and we had someone already there and we weren't having to rely on this youngster, then this wouldn't have been such a big topic or people wouldn't be worried about it.
100%, John. John, your facts. Because last season, our midfield was diabolical and he was forced to play in our midfield and do a lot more than he should be doing at that young of an age. 100%. I hear where you're coming from.
But the thing is also, again, we fans are overreactionary people. One person gets injured, we think they're all the same people. All those players have individual training. So your muscle is different from me and Red. My muscle is different from Pops. So they're going to train me. Gone are the days when they put all of us in one part and say, run 5 miles. Those days don't happen anymore. We have to each individual. Okay, we cannot say Thiago every injured, so Bachatek is going to be the same. No, he is. The kid just getting the growth spurt. He is still stretching. What do you want him to do? So we should cut every kid that is doing that.
I'm not saying
that's my point.
I'm not saying
it's not this. No. But that's
no. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying to you is at the end, right? His availability for the club at the end of the day is a worry for me. And it's a frustration for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, right. Now at the end of the day, right? If you say it's growing pains and people and they injured differently, fine. But he's still stuck at the end of the day with the same situation and day is his availability for the club. And when you need all your players at the end of the day, right, for the club and everything, and you find out at the end of the day, well, this person's always getting injured, that person's always getting injured, yeah, right, yeah. You have to make a decision whether to keep this person with your club or to say cut your ties with that person. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Because at the end of the day, for him not being with the club, not being able to play football for your club, yeah, it's not good for your club. Thiago, whoever it may be, it's not good for your club. You need players at the end of the day that's going to be available for your club at the end of the day to take them at the end of the day to the next level. Look at the guy. Look at was it Naby Keita and then they dope ass player. He was dope. He was a really good player, but his availability was a worry.
Uncle Rods, again, you put in Basacic, who's a young boy with grown adult like Thiago and Keita. They all have different muscle groups.
Okay, whatever.
That's what we try to say. Basacic is a growing process as a human being. No, listen.
I'm explaining it. I'm not explaining.
No. I'm not saying you should change. I'm not saying you should change. No, listen.
We're just literally going around in circles. You know what
I mean? No. But you have to understand because it's not just you I'm speaking with. I'm speaking with the people in the chat also because this is an education process we're going through. The kid is young, right? We're saying the academy. That's why a lot of times people like Mourinho and those type didn't like to bring kids in because of situations like this. But I'm saying with context, we have to understand he is growing. That's why they are not even trying to think to bring him in. Thiago, all of them. Thiago was supposed to be back, but they were like, no, what's the reason? Because we got enough players to take care of everything else. But with Thiago Keita, yes, those ones were they play 2 minutes, they get injured. Bajanredstv is a different situation. I just want people to understand that. Bajanredstv, he's a young boy growing. His muscle is not developed yet. He is going to be injured if we put him through what we did last season.
Yes.
Hence the reason why Klopp and the team said, don't even train. He is not injured. They just don't want him to do anything that is going to lengthen up whatever injury we think he has. He doesn't have any injury. The injury that he had, he's already healed from that. But now that we have science, we can see that he is growing. Red, what did you say? He's at what? 6'3" right now. He was 5 foot, what, 10 or 11 when he first came in?
He's 6'3" now.
That's all I'm saying. We have to put everything into context. Keita, Thiago, okay, no debate.
And Naby Keita, yeah, you're spot on, Quasi. And Naby Keita, honestly, Rods, Naby Keita, his national coach is who ruined his career.
Yeah.
Because he was injured before he went on international duty, and he went and rinsed him out there, and he was never the same after that. Yep. So that was on the national coach.
I get all that with Naby Keita and thing that, but what I'm talking about today is availability and everything.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I
do feel it today with the likes of Bajanredstv today. I do feel it today. Availability is going to become a major problem for
trust me. You know, trust me when it comes to that kid, you're gonna say, you know what? I'm glad we treated him.
I literally hope at the day I eat my words, but I feel at this present stage, and I've felt for a long time, is that today kids like Bajanredstv in the day, right? Yeah, his availability is going to become a problem at the end of the day for sort of like for Liverpool. And when your availability becomes a problem at the end of the day, right? Yeah, for like the club at the end of the day, for the club, you have to take measures in the day. It's all about taking being strict and taking measures in the day, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because availability and availability for a club is very, very important.
I agree with you. This situation is a little bit different.
Whatever is stopping you from like being available, or your availability for the club, yeah, right? Then at the day, right, it has to be talked about, and tough decisions have to be made. Simple as that. We know at the day last season and day that they played Bajanredstv in the day when they wasn't really supposed to play him in the day. But it is what it is in the day, yeah. What if we fall in the same position this season or the following season and day where we have to play him a lot and everything that? Are we going to be faced with the same thing in the day that his availability is going to be a problem?
No, I don't think so.
All these things have to be looked at. I understand that today he's growing this and growing that and everything that, right? But my main concern at the day for likes of Bajanredstv in the day, right, is his availability in the day, right? And even availability of Thiago and everything that. We brought a world-class player into our team in the day, right? That's literally hardly played. It's hardly played.
Whose fault is that?
You know what I mean?
Whose fault is that?
Thiago.
No, because is Thiago a defensive midfield player?
He plays in that role.
How many times prior to Thiago reaching to Liverpool? How many times have you seen Thiago run as much as he have done in Liverpool?
Yeah, but that's the Klopp system.
That's the system.
That's my point. And this is where I have a problem where people talking about. As I said, I would sell Thiago, yeah, because he have no use to me as far as I'm concerned. But my major problem is this thing about, we're going to rinse a player and then just dash him away when he is of no use to me. I got a problem with that. Because if you as a parent have your kid as an academy player, tell me you're going to sit down and listen to somebody tell you that bullshit. No, you're not going to take it. Right?
Bullshit about what?
About rinsing a player and using them because, okay, well, hey, guess what? This is what it's going to have to be, and you rinse a player, and then he ends up worse for the wear. I don't believe in that, right? And I'll tell you why I don't believe in that, because I'll give you a very similar theory to that. I do a lot of stuff with dogs and stuff also, right? You buy a Rottweiler puppy, right? You know what they tell you about a Rottweiler puppy? Don't have him jumping, don't walk him excessively or anything like that, because he's a dog that has to develop slowly. Now, you could go and buy a Dalmatian or a pit bull, and you could do more with that pit bull in the shorter time span because he does not have that development phase to go through, right? So if you tell me now, well, okay, guess what? I'm going to buy the Rottweiler, and boy, I want him to run and jump and all that sort of stuff. Then when you end up with a broken dog, then you're going to say what? Oh, well, it was out of necessity. No, it isn't. So it's the same thing with players like Bajanredstv. As I say, a guy who was 5'11" and going to 6'3" now, do you understand that growth spurt?
Who's talking bullshit?
Huh?
You know,
who's talking bullshit?
No, I didn't say you talking that bullshit. I'm talking about like where Klopp and them have that theory of, guess what? We're gonna sacrifice a player because guess what? At the end of the day, some of the stuff that is happening is because of the Klutz and his medical staff.
Klutz,
because you constantly do stuff out of proportion to a player, and then you say, well, it's out of necessity, right? This is not what DC or Super Marvel heroes, that sort of stuff, because all of them, when you look at them, they're all dead. None of them is living. They're all fictional characters.
That's Klopp's system. You know what it is? That's Klopp's system. You know what it is? That is Klopp's
Then
system.
don't bring in the players then.
That is Klopp's system. And the thing is that Klopp system in the day, right, has won us titles.
Wait, just now.
No.
Stop.
I agree with Mads though with what he's saying though. Klopp's system can work, but the players he's picking don't fit the system.
There you go.
It doesn't make sense to buy them. He buys number 10s and he doesn't play with a number 10, and he tries to change them. And sometimes it works, sometimes
he tries
it doesn't
to play
work.
that underdog bullshit. So if he gets success, he looks like a goddamn genius. I'm not falling for that bullshit. That's why I'm still with the goddamn klutz. He's a goddamn klutz because at the end of the day, don't bring that bullshit.
You don't.
Say it with your chest. Yeah.
You don't like Klopp.
No, Maddie's Klopp.
I don't like him for the bullshit.
You don't like Klopp.
Bullshit. Okay. No.
Yeah.
No.
Let me get this.
No. It's just like a pit bull. No. Don't try to twist it. It's just like a pit bull. Okay. If it's not the dog, is what the person who owns the dog does to the dog.
Yeah, abuse.
At the end of the day, as I said, don't give me that bullshit, right? And then, as I said, at the end of the day, this is the same idiot who had the nerve to tell me, "Oh,
yo, this your brother.
We don't deserve what?
Brother, hold on.
Get out of here.
Hold on. Remember, at the end of the day, this is our manager you're talking about. You know.
I don't give a damn. What does he do for me? What does he do for me?
I don't even want to hear them talks about calling.
That's your opinion, Rod. That's your opinion. I could watch you and tell you that I don't want to hear you kissing.
You can say that. Well, then just say it with chest.
My opinion. I don't like the guy. That's my opinion.
He's an idiot and then thing there. A full thing that, brother.
That's how you feel, man. It's okay, Rod. It's all right.
Yeah, no, man. Nobody with that. Nah, man. Nobody nobody violate my manager now. Nobody
violate your manager. When you're dead, is your manager coming to your funeral?
And you know what?
When you're dead, is he coming to your funeral?
Yo, man, the club, and he's born character to the public and that. So nobody come on in the day that's supposed to support Liverpool and violate.
You're right. I support Liverpool, not the manager.
What with that, man? Look at that, man. I mean,
let me get to this question.
Move on.
Jamrock says, if Klopp doesn't win the Premier League or Champions League in the next 2 years, does he deserve an extension? Pops, they're coming to you.
You probably can get the extension before
he wins another Premier. Well, his contract ends in 2026, right?
Yeah. But
so if he doesn't win anything, 2 major ones, does he get an extension?
My expectation is that Klopp and more extend the season.
You think so? At the end of the season?
Yeah.
Okay. Quasi, what about you? You feel you
but
get
sure answer to that question is we winning. So we ain't gonna worry about that.
we on quad settings right now, so I fully on the quad board, the board fully. Quasi, what were you? You think so?
Oh, my manager stays until somebody tells me there's a better manager out there before we bring anybody in. The thing is, right now, a lot of times people think that everybody has to win. It's a competition. Not everybody's going to win. Now, is he doing everything to win? Right now, yes, he is. Because right now, some of us Liverpool fans are starting to sound like Arsenal fans. We have the pedigree to say that we can challenge City. Arsenal don't. That's the difference. So I'm just making a differential to answer the question, please. Arsenal, they did good so well last season. All of a sudden, they think that they are the best team since sliced bread, right? So I always ask a question. I asked this at a 12-man show today. What's the difference between what Arteta did last year and what Ole did the year that we came third place? So if you're asking me, the manager should get an extension, yes. If we find somebody who has gotten highs and lows, and we feel like that is the manager that needs to come to Liverpool, then yes, let's do that. Gone are the days where one manager shows up 2 years and then we have to fire them, like Manchester United are doing, like Chelsea are doing.
Yeah.
Liverpool, we have to understand what Liverpool culture is, right? Klopp last season messed up big time, and he knows it.
He had me Klopp out at one point because
I was almost there. I was almost there because he knew what he did was wrong.
Yeah.
That's why he had the interview say, trust us. Because he knew. That's why he said we made a mistake. You know, sometimes you have to go through certain things to get knocked down to know what your mistakes are. Now, this is the reason why I say I'll give an extension. The fact that we have Allison comes out and said, don't speak for us. We are a unit. At one point, everybody thought that VVD was the outlier because he's speaking against the manager. He also came out and said, we are a unit. And then you see what these players are doing. Tells you they are a unit. Now, Klopp is not everybody's cup of tea, so I agree. You know, and that one, I'm pretty sure at one point, Alex
it's
Ferguson.
Everyone's opinion, right?
Yes, everyone's opinion. I agree. But
those preference.
Yes, preference.
I agree.
But I'm looking at anybody who comes to Liverpool, it's not going to do everything that we all want.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Klopp has a system and it's working. It may not be somebody else's cup of tea, but it's working until he leaves and then whoever comes in replaces him. Now, are we going to challenge him because is it a good manager, or what are we challenging him based on what? Now, if you're asking me, 12 men will tell you what kind of mistakes Klopp have done. Oh my God, I have a whole list of them. But the man, right now, who's better than him besides Pep? Ancelotti is great, but look at what Ancelotti works with, right? Ancelotti had a chance to build a team at Everton, and he ran away back to Madrid. And everybody said, well, if Madrid calls, you go. Yeah, he was brought in to build a team. When he went to Chelsea, the team was already built. They had a bad season, so they brought him in there. PSG, already built. Madrid, both times, built already. So when you bring in a team manager to Liverpool, they have to be in the mode of Pep. They built things. Remember, Pep came to City and almost fell out of top 4 his first year. So for Liverpool, the culture of Liverpool, we would need a manager like Pep Guardiola, like Klopp, who build things. Even if you give him money or not, they can build something. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen it with Pep yet, but Pep did build Barcelona. Those kids, he brought those kids up from Barcelona. They didn't spend that kind of cash. So that would be my question to anybody who says there's a better manager out there. Is the manager here for 3 to 5 years, or you just see him for 1 year because you don't like Klopp? But at the same time, hey, if you don't like Klopp, you don't like Klopp.
Yeah, you gotta respect if they don't like him. You gotta
respect it.
That's why I don't have an issue with how Maddie feels, because
I don't at all.
You know what I mean? That's how Maddie feels, right?
No. Let me tell you the thing about it, Bajan. Let me tell you the thing about it, right? It's called something about If you want to lie to me that you get me, like, 2-3 months after, I'll be like, you know what? That was a damn good lie, I got to give him credit, but don't give me the bullshit line, because it's not like you're slapping me in my face, right? Don't give me that nonsense. That's what irritates me, right? So, as I said, I got nothing against Rods. He is entitled to his opinion, but he can't tell me how to feel about somebody, because, as I said, when a man comes out and he tells the fan base, "Oh, you all expect top four, you all spoiled." I'm sorry. Who the hell are you to tell me whether I'm buying T-shirts, supporting the club, or in any revenue stream? Who the hell is you to come and tell me that? Right? And I'm sorry. You don't get a bly on that. That is like a wife telling you, guess what? Yeah, you're good enough, but you don't deserve me. What the heck am I? Am I 100% believing in that anymore? No, I'm not. So, as I said, Rods want to get mad. That's totally his opinion. The problem I have, as I said, with Klutz, and that's why I will keep on calling him Klutz, because now he has to prove himself to me, right? You had Henderson and all of them just wasting space. Henderson and them, when they were at their very best, name me a club of any stature that wanted to come in and buy them. None. They were sufficient in the system, but it was never world class. And instead of him saying, you know what, hey, guess what? I have to get somebody to improve on you. He would play Henderson irregardless. He would play Millie irregardless, right? And you would literally kind of like stunt the growth of other players. And then, as I said, look what comes to pass. His favorite little boy, his captain, what did he do to him this year when he realized, wait a minute, club say, well, you might be holding bench and you mightn't have much games. He run his ass to Saudi Arabia, didn't he?
I know he won't. Oh.
So, as I said, don't tell me anything about, don't talk about your manager, because at the end of the day, all of us are right here in this column, whether there's going to the club every day, they're buying the most expensive ticket. When you're dead, is club coming to your funeral? Is he writing anything in your eulogy? No. So I don't owe that man nothing. At the end of the day, I'm LFC, end the conversation.
For life.
Jerry got a question. Will the Premier League FFP be enforced or get away with not balancing their books?
Hey, realism, you got to call it right. It's not called FFP anymore.
But Lee, you didn't ask 12th Man or Revenite about if Klopp should get an extension.
Oh, yeah. My apologies. 12th, go.
He's gonna say yes. We can't skip him and stuff.
I know he's gonna say yes. That's why I didn't even bother, because I know he just
give the romantic the mic, man. Come on.
Yeah, man.
Come on, 12.
Give the football romantic the mic.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though. I can understand where Uncle Rod is speaking off of, in the sense of, look, we all say, oh, you can't tell me how to have an opinion. You can't tell me what to say. Da da da. I get that. But then you're still telling someone else they can't tell you, they can't have an opinion of saying you should have this opinion. Okay, so it's one of those things where it's like that catch-22 where, you're just going to end up just clashing, and it's almost like unnecessary when you have an opinion.
No, 12 man, I'm going to interrupt you there, because at no point you could play back this video did I tell Rods he was wrong about anything. What I said is the policy where you will take a player and rinse his ass out, right? And then just be like, dump him to the side. That's unfair to the player, because
what
you use him for your benefit.
What player has he rinsed out and dumped to the side, though? We're talking about a coach that just said openly, everyone was trying to get forced into making 3 people that we're going to get rid of. And we're talking about a coach that actively said that we're not going to get rid of Joel Matip, even though he's got an injury, even though his career could be over, and the coach is still making it, saying we're going to be a proper team, we're going to show class and make sure that this player is taken care of. Not every team does that. Not every coach does that. Let me now.
I didn't. But as I said, I was mad at that.
Let me land my point. But all the same, that's something that shows what character this coach has. And as far as when it comes to like the players, like it's funny when people make these comparisons or they try to bring out their points, they don't recognize that their points sometimes have contradictions within them. Because we're talking about different players and how we want to get players that aren't right for the system. But yet when we get a player and we make them work for the system, we should have never done that. It's like, it's the same things of why I don't want to I don't want to get into what 3 players I would get rid of, for instance, because in essence,
you get away from that, by the way.
I know I'm not going to, I know everyone's not going to allow for me to do it, and I probably shouldn't even brought it up, but I know that realistically, that's where we're going. Is that's like we don't understand the fact that this club is built differently. You talked about being like all about Liverpool. That's well and good, and I'm happy to hear you say that. Happy to hear a lot of people say that. I'm for Liverpool, I'm not for the players. Or I'm for Liverpool, I'm not for Klopp. I'm for Liverpool, I'm not for FSG. Excellent. But you got to realize, what is Liverpool? All 3 of those components plus us combined. Okay? There's 4 legs on this table. So to act like those other legs don't exist, make you sound, not you personally, Maddie, but make a person sound foolish. And that's where I have to go with the football romantic. Okay?
Yeah, as you said, excellent point that you said. But Rod's problem was, I stated, I just don't like Klutz. And the reason why I don't like Klutz is because of some of the shit he has said. He want to have a problem with that. Then guess what? He's entitled. But at no point did I tell Rods he was wrong in saying anything. You didn't hear me say anything, because even when he turned and he said, who talking BS? What did I clarify? And then he even nodded his head in agreement. I said, I never said you with the BS. I said the club policy with the BS, where like you're rinsing
that clarification. I heard you make that clarification.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying. So if he want to get upset, guess what? I had no part in it.
No, hey, I'm not trying to fight a battle for Rods. I'm not trying to fight a battle for Uncle Rods, even though he is my, he's my friend and someone that, for all Reds, I'll fight for each and every one of you. But realistically, when it comes to someone, we get enough banter for sometimes, I guess, from rivals. We get even banter by neutrals nowadays sometimes, and it's sometimes to some Reds, it gets to the point where you're just like, okay, I'm a nice guy. I get it. I'm a nice guy. I'm going to allow for you to speak. We're going to have a good conversation. But then sometimes when people push and push, eventually the dog comes out. And I guess that's what happened. That's all I say.
Before, just to end the whole thing about it, I come from the old school. If you can't take the heat, stay the hell out of the kitchen.
John, what about
John, you on. Extension?
Look, I'm going to be real. I was kind of like Bonds. I kind of lost my faith with Klopp last season a little bit, and he's done well this season. But this season is really important. Like it all depends on the context. Like you said, no Prem, no champs, but top 4 on its own is not enough. No trophies is not enough. You cannot be going without trophies for another 2 years. So if he wins everything else besides those trophies, I think he still deserves to stay, because I don't think you can get rid of a manager if he's winning multiple trophies, even if they aren't the major ones. I think it's too much of a big risk still. But yeah.
I have a quick question before you move on, Buzz, please.
I haven't said my opinion yet, though.
Oh yeah, go ahead, please. I'm sorry. I talk too much. Sorry.
The Agent Colombian is in the house.
For me, I don't know. I think I'm probably one of the youngest in the group here and stuff, probably. But I think I have an old soul, so people know I was in the service and stuff. So my way of thinking is a bit different than other people. I'm not afraid of change, and I've never been that way. And I don't like the mindset of some Liverpool fans. This underdog mentality, I don't like.
Thank you.
it seems. I think we've been deprived for so long that we're programmed to think a certain way, and I don't like it. And it's not what you've done for me; it's what you can do for me. So yes, Klopp has done well.
I don't like it.
He's done well. Like from where we've come from 5-6 years ago, and where we are now, he's brought us to a certain status. But if he doesn't win anything in the next 2 years, he can go. That's just the way I see it. Like if he doesn't win anything in the next 2 years, he can go.
Okay.
And that's just that.
You said, but Angel, just to clarify, you said
go
anything.
ahead, Pops. Go ahead.
You said anything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean when you say anything, is that all trophies, or are you being specific? Because the question was specifically about the Prem and the Champions League, but you said anything.
Yeah.
The question was the Champions League and the Prem,
Prem
right?
and Champions League. So the big two all of a sudden.
Well, right.
That's another weird thing that we've done in football, but anyhow.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it is weird and stuff. But this season, right, we were not going to win the Champions League, so that's out the picture.
Exactly.
So right now, the Prem,
the Europa has to be the equivalent.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, remember in the beginning of the season, I said like, I want no excuses. We have to win the Europa League.
You did say that.
I said that like in the beginning of the season. There's no excuses. We have to.
We're the best team in the Europa League, though. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's not. Yes, that's a fact. We're the best team in the Europa League.
Pops, don't sleep on Leverkusen, bro. They have not lost a game the entire season.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not.
No, I'm not. But you know what I mean. Like
I'm still saying we're the best.
If we win the Europa League,
I ain't disagreeing with you.
If we win the Europa League, we win some domestic trophies. We you know what I mean. Like we could talking about an extension, but not giving it to him. You know what I mean. So
Yeah.
I'm a fair guy.
Wait. He wins an FA Cup and he wins a League Cup this year. Let's say we don't win the quad. We win an FA Cup and win a League Cup. You're still like, no, cop out. No extension.
No, we can talk about it.
We still got next season though. His contract's not.
Remember, it's 2 years, right? 12 man. He said.
Right. So let's say he wins the FA Cup this year, and he wins the FA Cup and the League Cup next year.
No.
Angel's done.
Nah, I can win those with the squad they have now and stuff.
There you go. Real quick, can I go?
I'm sorry, but you can go right after Quasi. He's getting 20 million a year. That's elite money right there.
There you go.
That's elite money. That's true. He's the third. I think if I'm correct, he's the third highest paid manager on the planet.
Right.
No.
Yeah, Simeone, Pep, and then it's him. If I'm
correct. How many championships is Simeone? How well is Simeone doing? We just had this conversation.
No, but that's
Simeone. Quasi on that conversation.
I don't agree.
No, include Quasi on that conversation.
No, but I don't
because that's the part and point. Look, I get when people talk about the anti-Klopp. I mean, you can be pro-Klopp, anti-Klopp, or you can be Klopp in, Klopp out. That part I don't really much care. But when it comes to this simple fact, is a lot of times people say Klopp out and then don't have a manager that they would even replace him with. That's silly. Okay,
oh, yeah,
that's someone that obviously does not know how to prepare, right? And then also, even if you're going to say, okay, well, I have this manager, or I have that manager that I would like to replace Klopp for. Right, okay. Klopp, pound for pound, I think pound for pound, Klopp is the best manager in the world.
Based on tactics and like what are you basing that on?
Tactics, ability to manage, being able to work within a budget, all these different things.
The best manager.
All the things that
the best manager in the world right now said that guy is my number one competitor. So in the essence of that statement, I can say pound for pound, this is the guy who can beat him. And he has written a book about him.
There is no pound for pound in football, though. This is not boxing.
True.
You don't look at it on the scale. We're looking at middleweight versus heavyweight. Yeah. Pep is a heavyweight. Pep is a super heavyweight. Pep is the big heavyweight. So this is where the underdog thing comes from.
But this is the part where
Pep is the biggest. Yes, we
have something to say about.
We think Klopp is doing well with a limited budget. Pep is bigger than that. Let's be honest.
Okay,
because he has a machine that's bigger. He has a bigger machine. That's a fact.
I believe that the underdog mentality has been overused and in a whole wrong context. Anybody know who Michael Jordan is?
It's very understated. It's overstated.
No.
Sorry.
Of course.
No, I have a question. Does anybody know who Michael Jordan is?
Of course.
Come on, Quasi.
What did Michael Jordan used to, what did Michael Jordan used to say? He said he used to fabricate somebody saying something against him just so he could. That is an underdog mentality, because I want you to tell me I'm not good enough so that I can prove to you that I'm better than you.
Now, but he never came out and said it on public television.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
No. When I mean he didn't come out and say it on public television, right?
Yes, he did.
Every time. No. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was a banner he used every time he stepped out on the court.
And I'm telling you, and I'll give you the reason why I say yes, he did. Because he will walk around and purposely look at somebody and say, "Oh, you talk trash about me." And the person will be like, I didn't say anything. They'll be like,
Jordan,
you're gonna get 50.
No.
You're gonna get 50. Like, Jordan, yeah,
that is different. But what I'm saying is,
but that works. That works in the context of basketball, though.
It works in the context of
the thing about the underdog, right?
No, but this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying.
The underdog is
listen. Yes, I understand you, but I'm saying this is high-end elite level competition. So anything that your psyche will help you go over to the next level, you put it into your head.
Well,
right?
How has that helped LFC?
How did we beat a team that spent more money than us?
No. You're talking about when you talk about Jordan and stuff, they prove this they have multiples. So far.
Right, but we also have multiples. You guys are
saying we don't.
Let me finish. As great as City was, we won everything before they did.
One of one.
Fine, but as great as who they are, we won every. No, let me finish. No. Let me finish. Your facts. Whatever you're saying is facts. Whatever you're saying is facts. What I'm saying is also facts. Everything they won, we won it first. Is it facts?
True. But
did they spend more money than we? No. Let me finish. Did they spend more money than we did?
Yes.
Okay. So how can a team, what club did, and this is words coming from Pep, and I paraphrase it. Exactly. He did it to me. He did it to me in Bayern, when Bayern had more money, stole every player in the Bundesliga than everybody, and then he came back here, and he came here to EPL and did the same thing to me. This is coming from the best manager in the world.
Everything you're saying there is correct. The only thing that I'm putting into context and until I see it, then I'm still going to be same way. One of one.
Facts.
One
That's
Prem,
factual.
One Champion League, one FA
one
Cup,
everything.
One EPL. Everything. We don't have the Europa
everything.
yet. No, we don't have the Europa yet. He did not
but
win any
some
Europa
of us don't
yet.
want a Europa.
You're right. Klopp needs one
but
more
then
trophy.
I'm also saying the greatest manager right now, was in so much conversation. Let me finish. The greatest manager right now was in so much pressure because he spent so much money he could not get over the line by winning a Champions League. They did not bring him to EPL to win the EPL. They already won it 2 times.
Exactly. You think it'd be a different story if City needed Pep to get them the Premier League, okay? It'd be a different story, okay? But that wasn't the case because we've already seen City win the Premier League with other coaches.
2 different coaches.
Our 2 different coaches.
The only thing that Liverpool needed or wanted to do was win the league. That was primarily what we wanted to do. Is our top priority was winning the league. We can all somewhat agree on that. Top priority, win the league. So some one thing that everyone always holds against us whenever we say something. Oh, you only got one prem in 30 years. They act like Klopp's been here for 30 years. First off,
no. He has a point.
All the same. When they do say 30 years, I understand that was our driven purpose. We'd already established that we could win Champions Leagues. Now we have to win the Premier League. And Klopp came and he did it. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers.
But did he defend it?
But we didn't do it.
Brendan
Rodgers. We didn't do it, Brendan Rodgers, but we got close, but we didn't do it.
And you can't put it under Rodgers because Steven slipped.
No. You can't do that, man.
I am not saying blame Stevie.
But you can't make that comment. You can't make that comment because you know what? You can't make that comment because if we did our business and beat Crystal Palace the next game, we win the league. Simple.
West Brom. No.
Then you could use that same context as in like if we did beat Tottenham, then we would have beat City, right?
Beat Everton.
No. It has nothing to do with that.
Not yet when we drew with City. If we had won that game, we could have
Everton.
As a matter of fact, that season, it wasn't even it's not even the slip that did us. It's not even the slip that did us. It's the amount of draws. You know, we had 11 draws that season. We had 11 draws.
Yeah, but again, no. I understand all of this, but at the end of the day,
win half of those games and the slip don't even matter.
You'll give other managers space to maneuver, right? Or if we under Rodgers we did handle our business, we would have won. Then apply that same context to Klopp. You can't have half of one and half of the other.
Which one? Which context?
I've said it for both.
When you made the broad statement of saying Rodgers didn't win it, right? And
you said we didn't win it because Stephen G slipped, and we said no because if we taking care of the business.
Times,
before you
said all of that, you all said we never won it under Rodgers. And I said it's unfair to put it all on Rodgers because they have to take the slip of Stevie G when he did what he did. I never said
I
never blamed Stevie G. Listen to what I'm saying.
But even the Stevie G slip, was a microcosmic of whatever happened to us the 38th game.
Right. So then again, it comes
we drew 11 times.
So then use that same context with Klopp. How many times?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why even myself this season I said we have already got our blame because we got 6 draws.
I just spread the butter on white bread, wheat bread, rye bread, black bread, all evenly. I just don't target. People might think that I have a agenda against Klopp. I just use Klopp as an because you're too hypocritical. End of conversation.
No, the thing is, yes, if we go into, he won it one time, there's no debate. Yes, you could bring context and say the other side have won it so many times. The manager on the other side has won it so many times. There's no debate against that. Even if 12 men will tell you, I'd even debate that you can't say CD spent money. Even if they spend money, they have to win. So I don't even debate on that fact. But the thing is, you cannot also take the other side away and said, if Liverpool was not in the league right now, we have a PSG or Bayern going on right now. The reason why the league is so exciting is because of these two clubs, these two managers. The other manager is not leaving the league because of the other manager. Pep could have left after winning the treble.
Well, no, what you're saying there is kind of right. The reason why we have one of the better leagues is because there's more competition within top to
everybody.
Bottom.
Yes. Let's even go back in history. It used to be Alex Ferguson and nobody else. Maybe somebody else will come in, and then they'll wash away. This is the only time where we have won a league where there's 2 teams going for almost 7 to 8 years. Yes, Arsenal did it. Don't forget, Man U also did it. We've only. That's what I'm saying. The thing is, yes, we can criticize Klopp with a lot of things that he has done wrong. He didn't win enough. That's facts. But then what's the context?
No, I agree with that. All I was saying is like when you say like Klopp won everything before Man City and stuff, I have no problem with that. The only thing that, as I said, is at the end of the day, right? I need consistency. It's just like if you wake up in the morning and you're going to a job, you develop a consistency. You don't leave anything to chance. And that's the problem where, as I said, chance is what Klopp likes to do. He likes to play that underdog.
He's a risky manager. I mean, look at the way we play now. We are very risky team. We play with risk. I agree with that.
So that's my problem with it. Whereas,
but that could be his also. Maybe that's his style of playing. He plays risky style. He likes sexy ball. He would rather lose to a team that's wide open than somebody who plays like Atletico Madrid. That is the manager. That's why we. That's why we play. But the question is.
But stay consistent.
But the thing is,
because if you remember one thing before I let everybody else speak, you'll remember when what was the team that we lost to, and he came out and he said, "Oh well, this is the first time we playing them, and we didn't really have anything much on them."
That's last year. Last year. I give it a free hit.
Right.
Just like Bajan said. We were all about to say this manager needs to go.
No. It's not about needing to go. Don't. If you get sucker punched or you was unprepared, say you're unprepared. I could live with that.
Have you seen what Pep has been saying when they were losing?
I don't care about Pep.
No, I just want to make sure because I'm not going to compare him to Ange and everybody else. I'm just comparing him to the best manager right now.
Okay, I'll tell you why I'm saying that I don't care about Pep. Bajan, Bajan and Pops and them will say the same thing.
I want a quick question for you. On the Klopp quotes, because I don't listen to Klopp on purpose. I've stopped listening to Klopp because I think Klopp just speaks a lot of BS. He uses this fact that he's not English to translate German to English and just talk a lot of shit. And honestly, right?
Yeah.
Some of the things he says to me are so nonsensical that is not him speaking his real truth. I think he's just saying things, and maybe this is what gets to you because you're listening to him, expecting him to speak to you at this point in time. When you listen to a press conference, I don't
listen to
believe that he's speaking to us as fans. I think he's talking because a lot of the time the media have things to say. I think he's just saying things as almost like sound bites. Y'all want to write something about me? Write this, write that. He just says things. Not everything. So I just stopped listening. To be honest with you, I stopped listening because there was a point in time I was doing the same thing as you saying, wait, he just lied to me, or then I say, you know something? Nah. He's smarter than
I don't listen to his press conference, right?
Remember what Milner said?
You get the feedback of it. The issue, what I look at it as in saying, and Angel will tell you this for a fact because he's been in the military. I've been in the military for most of my life. Your leader does not talk bullshit to the men who look up to him. End of conversation. That's how I live.
I can end that debate. Because Alisson and Virgil have come out and said, this manager, we're going to die for this manager. Milner, let me finish. Milner, his former lieutenant, said this manager is not what you see. When he's in the locker room, it's a whole different picture. That's all I'm saying. We have to be careful how we see things. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk in front of the mic.
They don't see nothing.
They have been forced. to talk. Mourinho used to get in trouble. That's why Klopp said, I need my lawyer to say what I want to say. Because guess what? Last time he blew up on James Spears' face because he knew the question was loaded.
Yeah,
and that's why
you're saying this is a manager that has a lot of English. When he tries to speak English, some of the things that he says gets translated differently. Reference in point is the whole thing about when he said AFCON little tournament or something.
AFCON.
He said something on the lines.
Very sarcastic.
And that blew up to be a huge story.
Stupid.
Despite the fact that some little statement that he said that he had no malintent for became a huge story. So it gets to the point where I can understand why Bajan Pops doesn't necessarily want to take everything, as I gotta take everything verbatim. No, I mean he's not going to be able to do that. He's just not going to be able to do that. Don't expect those things.
I understand the diplomatic way you're approaching a 12th man, and as I said, nothing wrong with it. But when you also made that comment, right? Forget the English and the Western world, right? How do you think that sounded to people in Africa in whatever concept it came out as? Do you know a lot of them had a problem with what he said?
Yes, they did.
They were the ones that blew it up. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, because you belittle.
Funny thing is,
Salam, but the person who blew it up. Yeah, the person who blew it up was a rival fan. I know that commentator, and he does that quite a bit. When he doesn't like a team and a manager, he says what he says and blew it up. Eventually, they started naming Klopp as he was a racist manager, and everybody was like, wait a minute, he got more Africans. Let me finish. He got more Africans in his team than any manager in the Premier League, especially in the top flight, even knowing that they're all going to leave for the African Cup. That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying there.
No, I understand, but
let me give you some context to it.
I'm giving you context.
I'm giving you context. My brother
Yeah,
lives in Africa in the same village that Sadio Mane lives in. He moved from England to there literally about almost 20 years ago, and he took offense to it also.
That's exactly the same person I'm talking about, because guess what? Mane, not at one point that Mane was affected or anything. Mane himself told Klopp, I don't want to celebrate my championship because it will affect my teammate.
Yeah.
We have to be careful on who is saying what. This is propaganda. It's like me watching MSNBC and somebody else watching Fox, and they both going this way. We have to be careful.
Yeah, but I'll go even one step further. There was a statement. There was a statement that was said. There was a press conference. I'm sorry, Maddie. I was going to say real quick, Maddie. I'm sorry.
No,
I made a step over you.
John, I want to hear you.
There was a press conference that was just had, and I noticed it because in America it's called the telephone game, okay? But apparently in England it's called Chinese whispers or something, okay? Now I know some people that would take that as being offensive because he was talking about, he's trying to say, he asked a reporter in the audience, you know, what is that? What is it called? What's it called? And the reporter said Chinese whispers. Now there's some Asian or Chinese people that I know that would take offense to something like that because it means basically you're dishonest. It means like it's like some lines, like the telephone game in America is you tell one person, tell another person, continues to go around the room, and you see how different the story has gotten from A to B or A to Z. Okay, now it could be offensive, but he doesn't know that. He's just he almost just repeated what the reporter said, but yet that could be a story, simple as that. So I mean, like, I'm just trying to get across that I get that we can all sit and hold him accountable for every last word that he says, but also we're talking about a German speaking English in England about and talking to a global audience, where some things are offensive in Africa, or some things are offensive in America, some things are offensive in England, some things are offensive in Malaysia or China, and it doesn't always resonate with you because you don't understand it because you're not in that culture. But I'm trying to say is that you got to kind of like take it with a grain of salt. That's my major point.
Yeah, okay, let me give you a quick example before we move on. I'm not going to digress any details and stuff. But I was out in the Gulf. I was out on patrols and stuff, right? And I can assure you, when I wasn't the platoon sergeant or whatever, right? But I was second in command. When I went out on patrol, do you know what I told the guys and when we was going out on patrol? I was like, guess what? I don't give a shit what you think, how you feel, or what you do. We going out here to do a job. We are not going to do anything, say anything, or do anything, because at the end of the day, I told them straight up, your BS is not going to get my mother a flag saying, thank you for your service, your son died in battle, right? And the reason why I said that was because, guess what? We English speaking, we in a foreign country, that sort of stuff. You may not know the customs or anything like that. Guess what? If you don't know, say nothing. And that's my issue. If you're not sure how something is going to be interpreted, don't say anything, because people fail to understand words can cause life and death or serious miscommunication problems. That's why when you see diplomats and stuff from embassies go out to say anything, they come out very generic. So that's all I'm saying. Like, if you don't know how your stuff is going to be interpreted, shut the hell up. End the conversation. You are elite manager. You're German. You don't understand English. I don't understand the question. Next question, please. That's all I'm saying.
But those reporters will come back and say Klopp refusing to answer the question that was posed, which is also a whole different case. And then number two, and I'll say this, and then we can move on. This is players' football game. It's not the managers anymore, where players can decide whether they choose to play for the manager or not. Yet this manager has picked two black players to represent Liverpool as his captains. I don't remember the last time that happened. Right?
Never.
These same players have come out and said this
Never
manager is like a father to us. Right? These same players are telling the fans, stop talking for us. Okay, so if this manager is not as good, just like any, the people who serve, if you know your general or your colonel is not as good, it's very hard for you to follow that person, because guess what? He's sending you to your doom. These players are doing the opposite of anything that says that this manager is not the real one. Is he perfect? No, he makes mistakes. We have heard Milner himself say, me and him at fault. But at the end of the day, I know he has the best heart, best. That word, I always forget how to say.
I have no problem
right?
with mistakes.
But that's what I'm saying.
The
context of what we are saying is you can only show what everybody else is saying. And the players who works with them, what are they saying? Is there politics in the background? Yes, because we know what happened between him and Edwards. So that's what I say. We have to look things at both ways and be subjective, even if you don't like him. And I'll pick one. The former president, I don't like him. But the man says some things that you look back, you be like, okay, makes sense. The no one right here, I don't like him either, because I don't do politics or who's left or right. To me, they're all the same to me, right? But at the end of the day, if they say something something is true, if they all say something that is true, you have to go be like, yeah, I don't like this guy, but you know what? What he said is true. We need to build a school here. We need to build a hospital here. Just because I don't like you doesn't mean I'm going to be like, you know what, bomb the hospital until somebody I like comes in for me to build the hospital then. So that's all I'm going to say.
When a manager comes out and tells me that we spoiled with top four, yeah, I'm sorry. There's no other way to interpret that.
John, you were going to make a comment.
Yeah, I was just this seems like an age ago, considering how far the conversation got into that.
True.
It was kind of going off what Angel said about underdogs, because we keep talking about competing, but to me, I'm kind of tired of hearing that. One win in all those years, one league win.
John, let me ask you, what's the definition of underdog for you? Maybe that would make sense for the rest of us.
I mean, you're putting me on the spot,
on purpose. I know. I did on purpose
to make me read the definition, and I'm obviously not going to have that off the top of my head.
That's why I didn't say what the definition of an underdog is. I said for you, what does an underdog for you? The definition of underdog for you. For me, I would say what an underdog for me. For me, psychologically, I purposely put myself in a situation just to prove you wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Underdog also could mean just easy term or easy references, the betting world, right? The odds makers.
And I'm not using the odds. You see, that's the difference.
The odds makers create the underdog. So if we can all agree that the favorite going into this season was the 115, right? We can all agree on, the city, okay? Manchester City. All right. So if we can all agree that they're the favorites going into this season, then it would mean that we're underdogs.
Regardless.
Every team, there's only one favorite. You can't be. How many? You can't say there's 3 favorites for the title. There's 5 favorites for the title. No, there's one favorite for the title, and then everyone else ranks down below that in the odds makers.
No, I get that. You can say that in the plain terms, but you can play more of a neutral approach and don't have to overstate it. And I think someone said that when we overstated a lot. We can't just keep it down the middle. We cannot play ourselves down and put up City, but just but we still we should have won more. I'm sorry,
But who are we? But just a question back to you, man. When you say underdog as well, I know people get mad because they say, "Oh, underdog." The 2 teams that we've always referenced that's 2, and the 2 teams that we always are competing against are either City or Real Madrid. Now, tell me, in Champions League, I think Real Madrid is often called the favorite, right? I think in the Premier League, as of late in this era, City has been often called the favorite. So therefore, we are the underdog. That's just the reality.
Not because we are the underdog. I mean, we got to believe it.
Exactly. I don't.
The definition of
but
underdog. Sorry, go
But
ahead.
I don't care. We don't have to use it. Like, I'd rather we just be ourselves and go for the, like, why do we have to keep bringing up these terms?
But
Like,
we don't bring those terms. It's the rivals who are bringing the terms, because even the year that we were winning the league, we were like 10, 15 points ahead, and still people said City was going to catch us.
Exactly. For a reason.
How is it our fault? How's it our
For
fault?
a reason. People, we're the top of the league right now, and people are still
telling us. But again, you see, this is what you're missing
right now, and people are still saying City are going to win it. Why would people say City are going to win it?
Why do we have to say it? Why do we have to give it? Why do we have to give it momentum?
I'm with Maddie.
No, I agree with Maddie right now.
Our fans reinforce it, and we use excuses all the time. Like,
well,
John,
okay.
So okay, that you're saying, right, that we should have won more. A lot of that we got to hold ourselves accountable for not winning more, because there's games in those seasons, the quad season, we should have beaten Spurs. We would have won the league. We shouldn't have had it come down to the last game that Villa had to get points off the City for us to win the league. There's teams that we should have beaten in the years that we lost the league by a point. I lost the league at 2. Sometimes we as fan base needs to hold our own selves accountable that we drop points in games that we shouldn't have dropped. And I'm not going to say this is squarely on the manager. This is on the players. You guys are playing on the pitch.
Yep.
This is you've got an inferior team, and Pop said it. Hull. We shouldn't have drew games to Hull and those type of teams. The year that we won the quad, do any of you guys remember what our record was? We didn't to be bottom 3 teams that got relegated.
We didn't win anything. And then I have one question, but how many people in this group said that we're going to win the league at the beginning of the season?
No one other than Enz and Savage.
So then why are you upset that we are putting ourselves as
and 12th man?
12 months.
If you didn't say we were, that is my frustration with that is my frustration with the FSC LFC fans. When we ask you, are you better than City? Now I have to be realistic. City is a great team. You are putting yourself as an underdog. Then you should be held accountable.
Agreed.
When they ask you about City, tell them I'm better than City. That's a winning mentality. We put ourselves there.
We naturally the defending champion, but the defending champion is naturally going to be the favorite.
Right, but Pops, if
you're lining up next to the man that won last year,
Pops,
the year after when we won, and you asked me if we could win it, I can tell you.
Let me ask you a question.
I still think City.
The year that we won the league, the following year, how many people said Liverpool was going to do a repeat?
Not a lot.
I say we're going to repeat.
So how are you blaming us for being an underdog mentality?
Yeah.
Even when we were winning it, that's why I like what Boris said. When we were winning it, we had fans saying that we can't win it.
Okay.
I'm saying when we won the league. I'm saying when we won the league.
Tarmizi win, man.
Tarmizi win, man. I want to hear your opinion. And then Angel will come back.
In the house here. Yeah.
Tarmizi just drop something there, bro.
Actually, the reason why I want to jump in is because I want to talk about other stuff and whatnot. But when all these things, I don't really like to voice out because I just want to go through the process. You know what I mean? Like, just want to watch games and basically just watch Liverpool week in, week out, regardless of the result. And yeah, I think 12 man is the only independent that who tips Liverpool to win at the start of the season, and probably Quasi as well, because Quasi was on the quad train and whatnot. Like Angel said, expectations change week in, week out, and then I also would say, like, I'm not afraid with the change whatnot, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be Klopp won't be staying forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be somehow that change. Whether it's more of whether fans are ready for that change. You know what I mean? But for me, it's regardless, whatever decision the club has made. I'll just stick with it. Like it or not, love it or hate it, it is what it is. You know, I'm one of those fans where if the board or whoever on that committee made a decision, just go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, we are the supporters. We support the club in it. Like, I'm for me. I don't have much to say on this. You know what I mean? All I have to say is, I just love football in it. And,
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So here's a question.
Football,
It's a little bit funner. You ain't wearing those Predators, are you? Those just there for show. You're not putting those on your feet, are you?
Do you know what it is, Bajan? I have a game today, but I've already went to the gym. But we'll see in it because I've already registered as a right back. Not to say that I'm gonna play like Trent, but
there you go.
But the club is looking for a like a 10/attacking 8. You know, like not Carvalho. I'm not gonna say Carvalho as an example, but more of supports lie or you know, those attacking, just play like a bit of false nine, like a bit of Ryan Gravenberch. So we'll see. So maybe the Preds will be making its debut this evening. I can't wait, to be honest, to wear it on the pitch. I've already tried as a like just to see on my feet. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie, it's very comfort. The review says everything in terms of one of the best boots right now in the market. And shout out to Taki because he's wearing the exact boot, but it's just a different colorway. Last night against Vietnam, he scored 2 goals.
Taki was nice.
I'm gonna take an inspiration from that.
Nice. Honestly, makes a comment here about Everton and Nottingham Forest expected to be informed on Monday that they've been found in breach of Premier League profitability and sustainability rules for 3-year cycle. Listen to me. I'm going to make this comment right now, right? How is it that 115 charges still ain't even get talked about, brought up? You know, the Prem needs to really honestly do things better because you can't keep Everton, now Forest, but City's still there and you hear nothing. It's swept under the rug. Like, we can't. You gotta be subjective. You have to be down the middle and just do things the right way. If they got 115 charges, deal with it. If 112 or 113 is fabricated, just bring it out and say that they ain't real and it's only 3 charges. Deal with it. Move on. Why is this going on for 2 years?
You know why? Bond is because City can afford the best lawyers, and you saw.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sick of that nonsense. It takes away pure.
No.
Nah,
Bajan, let me tell you the real reason. Politics. You see, when it's obvious City have dirt on some of these other people, and if you expose City, you take a risk of exposing yourself.
How about this? It's just the fact that the Premier League is the underdogs in that one. City's even the favorites in that one. How about that?
Well played.
Yes, that's a good point, 12 man. But at the end of the day, you have to understand, City has their finger in just about everything, and they know people's dirt. And as much as you would hear other rival fans, other people talk about, City money laundering or whatever the case may be, they fail to understand that also that your club, your owner, in some way or fashion has his dirt out there. You got to remember, billionaires never made their money the easy way.
Oh yeah, they all got to do some sort of shady stuff at some point in time to get where they're going. So it happens. None of them ain't clean. I'll just tell you that right now. None of them.
I think that The EPL lifeline is on this. If they screw this thing up, the league is over. 115 charges. If they screw this thing, everything is over. But as much as I agree with what Maddie is saying, some of the clubs are clean. Not clean as in they don't do anything wrong, because we've been busted 3 times already, right? But
not in this.
Not in this year. But
this is prior.
Yeah. The thing is, the EPL has to, even though it's 115 charges, they have to tread lightly, because one little mistake is going to happen to what UEFA, the debacle UEFA did. So, yeah, it's gonna see, because if they don't do the right thing, I think the EPL credibility is over. And I could even go as far as, if they screw this thing up, you're gonna see a lot of these clubs joining the Super League. Remember, none of the English team came out and outright said we reject the Super League. Liverpool waited till the last minute and said, we just gonna work with the EPL and the UEFA. They never say we reject. The only 2 teams that say we reject was Inter Milan and PSG. That's it.
Liverpool left the door ajar just in case the Prem don't do what they're supposed to do.
Yep.
Yeah, put the pressure on them. I don't care how many lawyers City have. Stop tying things up in court because of jargon that lawyers like doing to kerfuffle things and make things confusing. Just deal with the issues, get it over with, get it done with. Look how fast they put the hammer down on Everton. Look how fast they hit Everton. 10-point deduction, boom. Same season, done, gone. You gonna hold this? Why is this dragging out for 2 years? It doesn't make sense to me. It's the same instance why, for me, the PGMOL has lost all credibility for me. Yep. The Premiership is because you've got this boys' club, you've got your referees running VAR. The fans and all the different fan base throughout the EPL are crying that VAR is crying foul on VAR, and rightfully so, because they make some horrendous decisions. That's because it's a boys' club. They're protecting their own. VAR don't want to make the referees on the pitch look bad because they go drinking together. They're buddies. The only way to fix, and y'all have heard it on me saying on Bajanreds every single time, you get an independent group separate from the Prem Association, controlling that VAR all by themselves. They got the rule book. They know what the rules are, and not analytic people. So analysis persons, and you will fix the VAR issue. And they would have no issue to tell the referee, hey, dude, you got this wrong. Go on the monitor. This is the incorrect call. You're going to bring back credibility. Right now, there's none, because you see a lot of foolishness. How many times we've seen stuff happen to us this year, and I don't want to make this out to be a VAR referee thing, but then you see things that happens to City, and it just get put away by the wayside. Rodri yesterday should have had 2 yellow cards. Me and Pops, we were on our chats and we were screaming, how he get away with the second one? How did he get away with the second one to be sent off? This is before they scored the tying goal. That's a game changer. Then De Bruyne comes on. City gets the tying goal. He scores it. Then he brilliant assist, scores the winning goal. These are the things that you happen. When we lost the Prem, the Rodri handball. I mean, you lose credibility when you do stuff like this. And it shows that you have a favoritism towards one team, because they're the only team that seems to get the most beneficial calls in the most crucial situations in every single game. And something has to change. And I think having an independent group in the VAR room will change that. Completely separate. Italy is doing it. If I'm not mistaken, Spain is doing it as well. And the Champions League is doing it and is working well. The only thing the Champions League I have a real serious problem with is their handball rule compared to the Prem. That one's a little bit too crazy, and I think they're going to revisit that at the end of this season, and then probably it's going to change next year. But the league needs to understand, and Quasi, you're right. You better get things right, because now there's another league that's knocking at the door, and you may see teams go off into that league. And if any of the big squads or a few of the big squads in the EPL leaves England and goes to the Super League, the EPL is done. People ain't gonna want to watch them. You got your huge TV deals. People want to watch Coventry and so forth playing on these TV deals. They don't want to see these teams. They want to see Liverpool and United and Arsenal and City and so forth. They want to see these teams. But City probably won't go because they won't get away with the nonsense that they do right now. But yeah, anyway, that was my 2 cents. Angel.
That VAR thing is not being solved for a while, by the way, Bonds, because while it's being left in the FA and PGMOL hands, they are not going to do anything about it. You've got to take that out of their hands because they will just let their mates off the hook as long as they possibly can. So it's got to come from outside.
Yeah, agreed. That was like today.
The Villa pressure on him because the clubs are
the Villa game. You see the goal that Villa scored? They call for offside. I'm like, how is it? That was the same situation that happened to us when Harvey scored and they called Mo for offside. I'm like, he wasn't passing the ball. He was shooting at the nets. It's a shot on goal. How are you calling the player offside? Same thing happened to Villa today with Everton. Scored the goal and they called the Villa player offside. He's not passing. He's shooting the ball at the net. How is it offside? It makes no sense to me. 2 games.
Leon Bailey was adjudged to be offside. Leon Bailey on the far side was offside on the initial ball in. But even if that wasn't called, they should have called a foul on the Villa player who was holding the Everton defender. So to me, I think the goal was rightfully ruled out. How they came to the decision beats me, but I think it was right to rule it. You actually had something on screen that was interesting just now. I think it was Jamrock's question about how come Arsenal has more pressure to win the Prem than Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm wondering why would you think that way though? But why would that be a question, Jamrock? Curiously, because
that's a very obvious answer. It's their fans. That's why.
That's the fan base.
That's their fan base.
To me, that's an internet. That's an internet sensation. I think.
Yeah, false equivalencies. How many times do we hear about how many times do we hear Arsenal is being compared to some of like Saka to Mo Salah, or I've heard Arteta versus Pep.
Stupid.
Or it's like where are we getting with this? I've heard VVD versus Saliba. Where are we going with this conversation other than delusion? Look,
we're not. We aren't.
The reason why
we aren't. We aren't going.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Somebody else we're not.
What's the craziest thing is when you can hear an Arsenal fan after the West Ham game make an excuse that the pitch was wet.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I'm like, hold on. The pitch only wet for one team. Ain't 2 teams on the pitch. So the pitch wet regardless. So what does that have to do with you losing the game? West Ham gave it to you and you hold a beating. You touched the ball 77 times in the box and did nothing with it because you want to do ticky-tacky and you got defenders right in front of you and you lacing balls right at defenders. How do you expect to score if you're trying to be intricate in a small box instead of an open space? It doesn't make no sense. That was on you. Hey, fan bet to 365. I won money. I went against Barcelona in that game. I might watch along. My hit along was brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, that was really my parlay hit. I was great. I was great in that game.
Love life. Yeah. But I will say this. I'm not trying to defend VAR at all. We've all been hard done by VAR. But if VAR was being included in our last game, we would have a much easier sense of mind going towards the Cottage, considering that was a handball. And the only reason why we didn't have VAR included in that game was because Middlesbrough doesn't have the capabilities of having VAR at their stadium. So because one semifinal didn't have VAR, we didn't have VAR, and that ended up costing us possibly going up 3-1 in this tie as opposed to 2-1.
Agreed. So, look, see, they blamed the wet pitch at Anfield as well, that they didn't win that day.
Yeah, but Bonds, they even did it at their pitch, and I heard some of the fans talking about it. They ordered their pitch the same way we did, and they didn't say anything about it. It's only for them that it works.
Arsenal fans they just oh man, they do my head in. They're so silly with their comments. a joke. I remember I see AFTV and Cecil was making a comment that who was it? Better than one of our players. Who did he say? I'm trying to remember. I was like, what did you just say? Was it just don't make no sense to me?
You know,
It's
Arsenal.
not just Arsenal. Manchester United. I just watched a couple of clips. Actually, I was watching the clip of like Cal versus someone on the LAD Bible, versus a Manchester United fan. I mean, like, look, it goes. It's just with fans. I heard the argument is the Manchester United guy said that Bruno Fernandes is better than Steven Gerrard. Exactly. Silence should be the appropriate action. But I mean, he actually voiced that out. He actually said that out loud.
With me,
I can make a comment to that. Hold on. Hold on one sec. But I find that said that, right? Hold this.
Go suck your mother. Me ready for 1 hour no ramp with me and see me now flush on the face, pussy.
Yeah. I left that alone. Yeah, Dakota said, the wind and the rain was horrible too.
Mm-hmm. See, this is the thing with Arsenal fans. They will be so much better if they stop comparing their team. Because you ask Arsenal fans, let's make 11. Every 11 their players have to be in. I'm like, why does your player have to be? I heard Turkish. They were talking about the CMC boys, Cam Culture and Floyd were talking about how Allison is great. This brother was like, yeah, Ryers too. I'm like, wait, what? The same goalie that you guys are competing between Ryers and Ramstein. Like every single thing, their players have to be part of it. This like we throw in a party, Bajan Pops have to be there too. Like we don't need him right now, and that's their problem. If they calm down,
it isn't a new dynamic though, Quasi. They compared Pepe, Lacazette,
oh my God, yeah,
Aubameyang to our front three in the peak
last season.
Well,
if you remember that,
that
front three, our front three, the red arrows. The red arrows.
Culture didn't stop. They compared Jesus, Saka, Martinelli to MSN, which is even worse.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like, that was one of them tongue-in-cheek ones. I say, I ain't gonna let that pass. I'll just pretend that I won't pass.
Guess who the underdog tag will work very well with? Arsenal.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut and just do your thing in silence. At the end of the season, we're gonna see where you are. And that is what Liverpool do great. We keep our mouth shut. We talk a little bit. We're unbearable at times, yes. But then when the time comes, we jump up and everybody's like, how did they get here? Same thing with this season. Everybody, they thought we were just fighting for top 4. And then all of a sudden, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, back to 3rd, now 1st, quarterfinals, semifinals. I mean, at one point, we all have to agree. It's either we create our own luck or this is just who we are. And if this is who you are, nobody could fault you for you being who you is. Now, maybe next year it will be sustainable. Then next year, you need to figure another way to win. That's how a team is supposed to be. City are not the same team every single year. Pep had to change. Haaland was not a Pep striker. Remember, he kicked Abramovich out of Barcelona. So even him, he had to make some changes.
Yeah.
So we have to adapt on what is going on.
Yeah.
That's all I always say with Liverpool. Just pay attention. Watch what's going on. Don't listen to what these rival fans are saying. Oh, this is how you should win. And that's what's Arsenal's problem, because they're listening to a dead team like Man United fans telling them how they should win.
Yeah. And man, you haven't won nothing in a long time. And you're right here, Jamrock. There's been a lot of Liverpool fans saying that Arsenal are going to win the title based on how much they spent. Yeah, that was mad.
Arsenal's talking about trying to spend another 100 million on a player.
The same could be said about Chelsea.
They want to spend 100 million on Ivan Toney, or they want to spend another 100 million on.
They're silly. They cannot spend a dime because they can be a breach of FFP rules. If they didn't sign Havertz, they could have done something. But they signed dead Kai Havertz, the dead man.
What a dead signing.
No team. I think Liverpool The only reason why we will have to sell is because of the English quota thing. Other than that, we could actually go out there and spend 100 mil, which I'm wondering why we go get Isaac just for the summer. But I'm just saying, I love Nunes.
We know who you want that 100 million to go towards.
I love Nunes. I'm just saying, let's go give him 100 million, right?
Yeah,
Let's go get 100 million. Nunes can play the left side. Nunes can be on the left. Isak in the middle. You know, Diaz is on the right, while Salah is, because Salah might come back sooner than we think. Egypt is atrocious.
Yeah, Egypt drew to it. And it took a full penalty at the 97th minute.
He almost missed it.
Yeah, and he almost missed it.
Okay, Bajan Pops, we need to talk about your boy. He's starting to worry me when it comes to penalties.
What does almost miss mean? What does almost miss mean? No, just
saying,
what does almost miss mean?
I used to pop champagnes. When he's kicking a penalty. Now I have to wait.
Now I put my head down, bro. I don't even want to look.
I do what Club does. I look in through the fence.
Yeah.
Because listen.
Look at you.
These guys know, because I was losing my head before he took that penalty. And I caught out the side of my head. I was like, hold on. At the man missed 4 out of the last 8. And all the ones you score is right down the middle. I'm like, do not go down the middle of the damn bars. Please pick a corner. And what did he do? Straight down the middle. He won't hit it hard. I told Pops, the keeper didn't even need to leave where he was standing up. All he had to do is put out his hand on the left side, and I was getting saved. He didn't even have to dive, nothing. I am like, Mo, put the ball in the corner, please. He did it in the second penalty, and look, he didn't get saved, but he has some mentality that I got to put my foot through this ball and hit it with power, and I'm going straight down the middle. And he's missed 5 penalties in doing it. 5 of them out of the last 8. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Barnes, I'm feeling attacked. I'm feeling attacked by
I know, you saw the comment.
He keeps bringing Ghana in this situation. I don't watch Ghana. Kudus is going to come back for West Ham. All right? Don't leave me alone. Ghana is an embarrassment right now.
How did Ghana lose that game, though?
Bro, we lost to Comoros again.
Bro.
We lost to Comoros during the World Cup qualifying. Ghana right now is just, oh my God. Yeah.
I got something for you all that I heard, and I want to hear your feedback on it, because it's quite interesting when you dig it real deep. So you know how we always saying how Liverpool playing these early kickoffs after international breaks and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
From your point of view, who do you think is doing that? And when you finish, I'll tell you who is the actual culprit of it.
Who's doing what?
Setting the times for Liverpool, getting the first.
Getting the early kickoffs after we come back from international breaks.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the scheduling all has to come from
the channels.
Yeah.
And who and who approves the channels and them?
That's the EPL.
Yeah, but you also have to take into account it's the owners and them have a major part to play.
No, you sign a contract that you're gonna abide by what the channel decide, because that's why they pay you these billions. It's the decision that the EPL already signed.
No, because I'm seriously go and do the research on it.
All the clubs, we all have signed it. We all have said
I don't know
we will go with what
how it is. I don't know what it is in the UK at the moment because I'm not there currently. But what is taking place now with a lot of these streaming channels and them, they are also determining this factor. So like Hulu, there's a channel named Football, there's Peacock, there's NBC, there's USA TV, and all of them.
There's football up in Canada.
So if you was to really go into the, forget the noise of the EPL and stuff, where they signing the contracts and stuff, some of those kickoff times comes down to on the club wanting it because they try to use the excuse of like, well, it's for our international fans and them. And when I'm glad Angel is laughing because he has heard it. They try to use that excuse.
Angel laughing at the comment.
Oh, okay. Maddie, my understanding is all the clubs have signed a contract and give the power to EPL to represent them. Because right now, guess what? Liverpool's match against Brighton has been moved again to 12:30 for us on this side because they want City and Arsenal to play the prime time slot.
And this is what I'm
saying. That's the channel making the decision. And then all these channels owned by 2-3 people. Sky is owned by Fox. And on this side, Fox Sport is owned by ESPN.
And ESPN, Fox, and NBC,
Disney
is all owned by BlackRock.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. If you
we're going
like,
down.
This is a rabbit hole.
If you look at
it's about to get different podcasts all of a sudden.
When you look at
police also have a say too, though.
Smart TVs and them, they all
have
the
police. That's true. The police
that are literally now kind of what's the word? Kind of like commandering what and who they want, because at the end of the day, somebody said it quite right. Nobody wants to tune in on prime time to see somebody like not Coventry, but like Bournemouth versus Luton and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of like comes down to the owners and them taking the money. So if they're taking the money, guess what? They're getting screwed in the end because you giving the power to somebody else. So it comes back down to, again, as I said, the owner.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Because the owner can dictate. Right. No, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't arguing the point when you said that we sign over to the EPL. But if the owners
if the EPL is smart, if the EPL is smart,
owners are not. So
true. If EPL was smart,
it's the fault.
If EPL was smart, exactly what they did with Liverpool and Brighton, that's a smart business. Because guess what? Arsenal and City is a much better game than Brighton and Liverpool. So that I understand. Even though we've been screwed.
It doesn't work for us.
I have a question for the panel. If I can, I know Bajan Barnes tuned in late to my earlier show, but I had Quasi on there, and hopefully Maddie hears it. I hope you can hear it, Maddie, and then M-Tar Mizzy. But I was going to ask this: if we end up hypothetically, we do what I said right here, which is win the Europa Quad. Okay, if we win the Europa Quad, is that a bigger accomplishment than a treble? Than those that have won the treble, considering we would have won a league, FA Cup, League Cup, and the Europa, but yet there's other teams obviously that have done the treble that have won the Champions League, but they haven't won all four. So, just a question: is it a bigger accomplishment? Which is the bigger accomplishment to you? That's the easier way to put it.
I'm gonna say yes, and I tell you why. Although the Champions League is bigger than the Europa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fact of the matter is that you've won 4 trophies, and 4 trophies for me beat 3 every day of the week.
Right.
It don't matter if it's the Champions League and the Europa, because if you're playing in the Europa, you can't win the Champions League because you're not playing in the Champions League. And if you won all your 3 trophies in your domestic league, and then you end up winning the next biggest European trophy that you're playing in, yes, that's bigger than the treble, because you only win 3 and you win 4, and one of them is a European trophy as well. And then you could carry on even further, is that you could end up being the Europa champion and go to the Super Cup and play the Champions League champion and bust them ass and win that trophy too, and end up going to the Club Cup and win that too. Now you end up with 6 trophies in a haul.
Right.
So yeah, for me, yes.
Yeah, for me it's a yes.
That's
it will still just be the Europa, though. That's the problem, because look at what the treble has done. In 1984, Liverpool won the domestic double, European treble, by winning the league and the League Cup. History was rewritten in 1999 by deciding that the FA Cup is better than the League Cup. So we're going to call this the treble and forget that Liverpool actually won
who wrote the
domestic
history?
double European treble.
Yep.
Who wrote the history?
Manchester
because
United?
people say there are only 2 teams that have ever won the treble.
Manchester
And
United
the reason
fan.
why they say that is because it was the FA Cup and not the League Cup. The disrespect put on the League Cup is on purpose because it's to discredit that.
Yes.
In 1984.
Yes.
15
And that's
years
what I said.
afterwards, there was never a comparison between the 1999 team and the 1984 team. You've never heard that. We are in 2024 and we're still speaking about the 1999 team because all of a sudden it's the Premiership era that we can speak about in football. So you can go back 30 years plus now and compare teams from then to now, but you couldn't compare teams 15 years apart when those 2 teams would have done the trebles, if you want to call it a small treble versus a big treble. So if we were to win the quadruple, the way it's going to be written is telling me, oh, well, it was just the Europa. Oh, City's already done that. City's already won that. That's what's going to, the narrative is going to be scripted differently. Now, whether or not we care is up to us. To be honest, we got to decide how we feel about it. So if you feel winning 4 is better than winning 3, then you celebrate winning 4. No one can tell you that isn't. 4 is more than 3.
The question is,
we went to school. All of us went to school. 4 is greater than 3.
Who won 4 first? Who won 4 first?
Yeah, agreed. And Jin,
who
you
won
say you
these
can't
4 first
World Cup as Europa League winners. I don't think that is correct because whoever wins between the Europa champion and the Champions League champions who represent Europe in the Club World Cup is the winner of that game is who actually represents Europe in the Club World Cup.
Really?
So if you're the Champions League winner and you lose that game, that doesn't mean you go into the Club World Cup. You don't go. It's whoever wins that game.
The thing is, they say the victor rewrite history, right? Manchester United fans have had a chokehold in the league for so long. The only thing they have left is this treble.
Yes.
And then City won treble, and then they had to keep quiet. Now they're like, oh, you have to do it again. Arsenal fans, the year that we won the league, they had diarrhea for months because they thought we were going to go undefeated. Because the year before we only lost 1 time, so it was evidently that we could have
won the year before. We would have done the Centurion Invincibles.
The Centurion Invincibles, which would have done it.
That would have done it.
That would have done everything. That would have done everything.
No, that would have done it. That would have done it.
Yeah.
You know what would have happened? You know what happened when we done the Centurion Invincibles? This is what happened to Arsenal fan base. They would have imploded, all of them, gone, because they would have nothing to talk about anymore because they could say nothing. That is the one I was like, this is the one we missed out on because I actually wanted to not hear my Arsenal buddies talking about this invincible and this. I'm like, you guys got to let that go. You have not won a Prem in 20 years.
And that one, Maddie, that one, I will give it to you. Yes, that one was on us. We should have won that league.
Yeah.
We made mistakes. The manager made a lot of mistakes. Going to City playing pragmatic cost us, I believe.
Yeah.
We drew too many times. That's on the players. That's what cost us. All we needed is one more win.
Yeah, but Quasi, here's the thing that baffles me, right? And the reason why, as I said, where they say if you're doing the same thing over and over and you're expecting a different result, it's called madness, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me how long Klopp has been at LFC. And I'm not saying that every time we play a team that does the low block, we must beat them. But why do we always have to constantly struggle?
I don't know, man.
That's a really good question. I don't think we know the answer to that.
That's why, as I said, a shit like this drives me crazy because
it's driving me nuts too. We've always had a problem with low blocks for some reason, and it boggles my mind. But I can't tell you what it is.
I can't tell you. You're right.
Charmizzi had a question for us before he takes off.
Yeah, it's very insightful with this discussion. so far. So I've been enjoying. Yeah, on the question, right? I think it was on 12 Man stream last week with regards to football evaluation tactics. And Angel was there as well. And I asked you both that time about having the opposite fullbacks on the switch flanks. You know what I mean? And it's a very interesting one because when I watched Japan yesterday, I don't know if you watched 12 Man, the full
Yeah, I
game.
did. Yeah, definitely.
I think the right back played on the left side in the second half. And when I look at Endo as well, because he played as you could argue as a 6 in that game because he was the captain. He was more advanced in a way.
Yeah. Yep.
And do you reckon that it's gonna be more of a standardized approach in the future, whereby, all right, let's put an example here. Let's say you put Trent on the left side and Rob on the right side, and the number 6 is not going to be that a destroyer type of kind of thing, but more of that roaming, more advanced in a way. Because you look at the wingers right now, Salah on the right, you could argue Diaz on the left, or probably on the elite level, Mbappe on the left. And at times, when you look at Joey G, another example, he did really, really well against Saka.
Mm-hmm.
So is there an evidence in the future that there's going to be a switch flanks just to stop the threat from the wingers? And you don't need, like, you could say the number 6 wouldn't be more of that instruction, that orders from the coaching staff or whatnot, that they need to look out for the danger, if you know what I mean. Because when I look at the Japan game yesterday, Endo has a lot of progressive passes. I don't know how many passes you could check that out from 12 Man because he's a stat guy. But I look at that game from the eye test, assist to Taki, and the first thing that he does, which of course he's been doing for our team, is the first option is passing forward rather than sideways. So that's my question, whereby those fullbacks is going to change. Like you could already seen with the John Stones as a midfielder. Do you know what I mean? So do you reckon that that's going to be the next approach, that consideration by the coaches?
The next evolution.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I can't be on the stream for long now. So big up to you guys.
Big up, bro.
Like always.
Appreciate
love
it.
as always.
Yeah. Getting that varsity jacket too, by the way.
Score a goal or get an assist. A Trent cross field pass with them Predators.
Fingers crossed, Benjamin. But I'll keep you up to date on that.
All right, brother. Bless.
Yeah, love. Take care.
All right, bro.
Definitely.
Take it easy.
That is a very, very interesting and I have never actually thought about that, but that is very intriguing to think about, though, to reverse the wing backs to be
switch your attackers,
I don't know about you.
The instant I see you reverse your wing backs, I'm switching my attackers.
I don't know if
the instant you invert them, I'm switching mine because I'm going on the outside, because you can't tackle with that outside foot now. You've made your strong foot your inside foot to tackle, because I'm going to come back inside. So I'm switching my front to on the opposite side to go on the outside of you.
But I can counter you.
You're gonna have to continue to switch. You're gonna have to continue to switch all game long.
I can counter you that. No, I can counter that. No, Pops. How many teams have the quality of 2 attacking wings that could switch and be effective?
No, it's just your stronger foot, because what you have right now most of the time is a player playing on the opposite flank, and their strong foot is the foot that brings them inside. So you just switch them, and that strong foot now becomes on the outside. So you go outside of your defender, because his strong foot is now on the inside to tackle when you come back across.
Mm-hmm.
Lucho's cooking a wing back that's inverted for me. If you switch your backs and Lucho's on the left side and you switch the defender, Lucho's gonna kill him. For me, in the current state, in his current form that he's in, he's killing him. But it has to be subtle and strategic for it to work.
Yeah.
Sorry?
We already do that. We already do that during corner kicks. You see that our fullback switches.
Yeah.
You switch.
But they switch back as soon as they have the opportunity to.
As soon as you get a chance to, go back in.
Yeah, to get a chance, they would switch back out. But here's another question for the group, and we're gonna push out shortly in about 4 minutes. For our next game, after the previous game we just had, and seeing Diaz after Klopp made the changes the second half of that game, do we like Diaz on the right side? I like Diaz on the right side and Nunes on the left side. I'm starting to warm up more and more of having Darwin Nunes on the left. He's going to get goals, and I think it will take a lot of the pressure off of him because people automatically want Darwin to just, because he's the 9, to bang goals and not looking at all the other things that he's doing for the team during games. And it's doing people's head in, but they're not looking at Darwin's playing that spot, but he's holding up, he's passing, he's playing. Anyone knows that? I mean, obviously a lot of us here do know, but the man got more assists in these front three at Arsenal combined, this season.
What you have to add to it is he has made more interceptions running back as a forward player than most of these other teams also.
Yep. He's just too good a general attacking player in general. Like,
yes.
The only thing holding him back and the criticism is because he's the 9 and the money he got. That's always the argument, because he doesn't finish, he doesn't score his goals.
Yes.
And that's what they keep going back to. And no matter, the problem I have is that even with these people, you address the point and they just repeat it again.
Of course.
And it's like they just hold that until he proves it wrong. They're just going to keep saying the same thing over and over.
Of course. Which is why my point exactly. You put him on the left. Now you take that out the equation from them altogether, because now he's on the left. He's not your 9. Gakpo would be your 9, or Jota would be your 9. You know what I mean? But then he could still be highly efficient on the left as well, on doing what he was doing, pressing and linking up play and getting assists and scoring, because he can score from the left. He's shown he can.
Well, to prove your point, Bajan, right? If a lot of y'all remember, I don't know how many of y'all watch when he was playing with Benfica and when he plays with
Uruguay,
right?
Yeah, he plays on the left.
He plays on the left, but he cuts in and he comes into the middle, which makes him effective.
Yeah.
And what, as I say again, and this is why, as I said, it drives me nuts, because, again, for elite manager, yes, you can develop more qualities to a player, but play to his strength. And to play to his strength, you use him at what he does best, because Darwin Núñez, if you let him play how he is playing and then developing later, he is a nightmare for defenders because he runs nonstop. And a point that I made, I can't remember on whose show I made, but I was like, what people were talking about, especially when we played Man United, and it was like, oh, look how many times he was offside. They failed to understand he was offside because that was the role they forced him to play. Right? He's not a false 9. He's not a false 9. He's that person who lives on the edge. You know, he has that danger, that risk it, right? And when you try to corral that natural instinct, that natural ability, then you see floor stays game, and then everybody jumps on. Oh well, Darwin this that. No, play him to his strength. Yeah, play him on the left, but give him the ability to cut in on his right. Trust and believe me, not many defenders could hang with that, because I've seen that guy with the game where it was like before the halfway line, he fell down, got back up, won a tackle, pass the ball, then run down, get the ball, and then cross the team. That is what you want Nunez to do.
Yeah.
But again, as I said, people just get it so mistaken, because I'm looking at they always says the fine points that makes the biggest difference.
Yeah.
That's me. It's the fine point. You can make a big mistake and you could cover that shit up, but it's the fine points that gets you over the line, right?
Yeah.
And it's literally as like, you know what? Okay, you know what? It ain't working out this way. Let's try him what he's good at, right? Let him be chaos, you know. And that's why, as I said, people think that, you know, I have a big agenda about class, but no, it's the little goddamn things. If you get the little things right, I could live with the big mistakes. I always tell people, I rather lose if I put it all out there 100% and I get beaten. I could live with that, because I know we gave it our all. But when we restrict ourselves, it drives me nuts.
Yeah. And as John Ross said, how about them Cowboys?
How about the Cowboys? I know, I saw that too. Yeah.
Oh man.
American's team, right?
Niners are winning.
I'm a Niners fan, so
Quest was 6-7. Oh, 6-6. Quest was 6.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did the Cowboys get beat?
Yeah.
Murdered.
I was going to say, just to go on Diaz, whether he play on the right side or left side thing. I think primarily, I said this actually on my stream earlier too, and it's something I usually do in Tactics Tuesday, which is like basically, if you look at today's team that we have today, there's more interchangeable pieces when it comes to the triangles that we set with the front three and our midfield. So it's not when we had you know, Salah and we had Bobby and Mane, they were more of like they tracked back, of course, but they're more static, I guess you could say, in a sense, whereas they were more of your ideal, okay, that's the front three per se. But yet now what they do is that you might have, for instance, you could have Dom, Trent, and Salah on the right. And at one point it could be Salah up top on the right and maybe Trent here and Dom here. And then all of a sudden this player can come down, this player goes here, this player goes there, this player goes down, this player goes here. And it's so interchangeable, like as it continues to work like a watch, that it makes defenses difficult to actually pinpoint, okay, well, I'm going to mark this man all of a sudden. If that man's continuously rotating, it makes it difficult to mark those guys. So it opens up channels, and especially when you continue to press it wider, it's going to make opportunities open up for possibly Darwin or possibly whoever we have sometimes in that middle, like Curtis or something like that. That's why we're seeing such an emergence from Curtis, and why I think we're also seeing the same from Dom at the beginning of the year at least. And I think we'll see one when he returns.
Yeah.
Well, to come back to your point there, 12, man, which you made an excellent point, right? With the interchangeability and stuff, which I have no problem with, which, as I said, it keeps somebody on balance, right? And the thing, as I said, that just literally had me like steaming was you made Johnny Evans and who was that next center back look like if there was goddamn superstars.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that game.
We not talking
and that's frustrating.
Don't recount that. Don't recount that.
Let me know.
No, but you see, Pops, that is where people don't
that's
understand
the result of hurting.
me.
That's the result of hurting.
Yeah.
But
Luton, Brighton, Man United, hurting.
This season, me and Pops, we on the same wavelength that has already done my head. Luton, Brighton, Arsenal, and that Man U game. Before that games, right, have done my head already, because open goal against Brighton, we win that game. Luton, we missed many open goals. We should have won that game. Arsenal, Trent hit the crossbar. Should have won that game. Manchester United, we should have
38 shots.
thumped them. But anyway, it is what it is. Before we push out, Quasi, tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, Quasi Bowl TV, me and my 21 kids, please help us. We're trying to turn the heater on, so please come and subscribe to our channel.
People, make sure you head over to Quasi's channel and subscribe, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
He is a brilliant content creator. He's a brother to the community, a brother to this channel. He's our brother for sure. Always.
The top barber. Top barber.
Big up. Exactly. At 12 man, tell the people where to get 12 man's hit over 200 subs right now, peoples.
Boom, boom.
I tell you guys, I wanted him to get over the 200. Now I want to see 12 man over the 300 mark.
Sure.
And we need to get him and Quasi up to 1,000 before the summer this year. Straight. We want both these channels over 1,000 this year. By the end of this season, I want both these guys over 1,000. So, as we always say, like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, pull out the burners, use your YouTube account, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, sub to these guys' channel and help them out. You know what I mean? This
All
is
right,
the community.
so before we disappear, Quasi, do me a favor, because I'm kind of slow.
In the comments. You just put his in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. I know how to find 12
in the comments too as well.
Hit it in the comments, and
it's in the comments.
Link up with you all again.
And drop the links. And 12th man, they can find you.
It's easy. It's Liverpool 12th man. So type in Liverpool 12th man. I'm now the first. I'm the top to show up now. So making moves for that as well. Even though we're all the 12th man of Liverpool, I just happen to have my channel be the face that pops up when you type it into YouTube. So yeah, that's the easiest way to find me. It's just hit Liverpool 12th man. I appreciate you allowing me on your platform always, Bajanredstv, always.
Allow, brother, you're a brother to the channel, bro. There's no allow here. You guys are more than welcome. Your family, you're more than welcome on our channel each and every time.
You not we answer the door, man.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%. And peoples, for us, we're at about 1878 for subs right now. We're on the road to 2,000 subs for Bajanredstv. Appreciate your love and support as always. It is very important that you guys have subscribed to us, put your faith in us for the content we pushing out. We're gonna keep pushing out a lot more. I know haven't done much over the last week or so, but we've had some obligations personally to take care of, so we've done that. But we promised you we will be doing a lot more, and we will do a lot more collaborations. Quasi, Liverpool 12th man. Drifty announced on Twitter that he is going to be launching his own channel outside of Coppage. He will still be a part of Coppage as well. So we'll be doing some collabs with Drift. We also are working on a collaboration with Flawless from Sarcasm City TV. So we will have Flawless available as well. So there's a bunch of stuff that we are working on these sidelines with that we're going to bring to you guys, and a lot of fun and a lot of conversation. So Enz and Savage and the crew over there as well. So big up to you.
Bring back Gunner too, right?
Yeah.
Bring back Gunner for his proper roasting.
Yeah, he's gonna get it right now. He's ducking me right now.
He's disappeared. He's on forever date night or something.
He's on date night every night, man, because he knows the cooking coming. But love as always for the support, people. It's been a brilliant stream. Love to the guests, the panel, Maddie, John, Angel, as always, our brother.
Big up, Maddie. Big up, Reverend.
Pops. It is now -18 outside, and I not looking forward to tomorrow to go work.
Before we disappear,
yeah,
simple disclaimer for everybody. I got nothing personal against anybody. I just be that little child who asks that why question. You know, when you tell a child to do something and they say why, that is me. It ain't nothing personal. I just ask these stupid questions.
Big up, buddy.
It's we all agree all the time.
Jamrock says, how do I buy a channel? Buy a channel?
That's because Jamrock's a financial guy. He knows how to buy it. He's big money.
He thought you were playing, Jamrock. He thought you were playing.
Tell him to join my channel. Jamrock, come on, man. Join my channel.
As Jared and all the crew, they always say 50 road to 50K for Bajan Red. So when we get to 50K in Jamrock, you can buy our channel. But people, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Peace as always. Bajan Reds, we go. Peace.
Big up, everybody. Have a good one.
Big up.
See you.